match kicks off. Let's follow the global risks perspective to see how the match starts. Watch out for that grenade. Quick reflexes, he dodges just in time. The Blacklists are pressing hard on A side. They're spamming through the boxes to get the C4 planted. What a great shot! After losing one, the Blacklists rush B side and secures the plant. The global risk got to rotate fast for the retake. Everybody's down. It's just him remaining. Is he slipping into the site undetected? He takes one down. No hesitation. He goes straight for the defuse. It's a critical moment. Only a single point of health remains. 2 enemies alive. The clock is running out. He commits to the forced defuse. Takes out another one in the smoke. But the last opponent pushes in. The final 1 versus 1. Only 8 seconds left. Is he going for the ace? Can he close it out?
He's not spotted just yet. The drop and for the swing. KLP finds one, then the quick success of KLP now. Risky here, Lloyd is on the chase for DQ. There's a quick KLP. Gets a shot. Looking forward to fourth. Got 2 rounds already. KLP even misses the dead shot. This is going to be very bad. And yet another frag, and so much info, so much timing on him. All gamers take this to match 5, and now they have sealed the deal on match 5. Point goes towards all gamers. 3-2 on the series. Comeback continued, or a title defense still alive. The lower bracket semifinal begins now.
Oh, he almost got it down thus far for Qadsiah, but maybe.
And previously Vasco, when they want to, they can play
Out long, and there's multiple members waiting.
quite exposed, but he actually is able to fall back. Can he get well? Is this a killing? Perfect does get that first. I think just here to join. Pistol pulled out. A lot of pressure. you know, he might be doing enough to see life on the man still yet to frag. AP for Qadsiah close the series, the map 10-6 and a 3-2 revenge dish, best serve cold.
Hello and welcome back to CFS Grand Finals 2025. I am Valdez, with me is Sneaky Frog and Bench, and we are getting into the second to last day of the Grand Finals. This is going to decide our second team to make it all the way to the finals tomorrow between, of course, Team Stallions from the Philippines and Team Qadsiah from Brazil. It's going to be a very fun best of 5, of course, and I hope you guys will enjoy it with us. But let's take a moment to extend our gratitude to our wonderful organizer, Smilegate Entertainment, and their fantastic game, CrossFire. Also, a big thanks to our generous sponsors. We extend our sincere thanks to our official partner, Gigabyte Aorus, for supporting the CFS 2025 Grand Finals. Aorus has provided top-tier hardware, professional hardware for the tournament, standing side by side with every competitor. Team up and fight on. Thanks to our official partner and Gamer for providing the global first 750Hz ultra-high refresh rate monitor and 257PF, empowering players to win the game. Born from the game, fueled by the players. With a 750Hz refresh rate, every frame is a game changer. Swift peaks, instant flicks, every move lands with lethal precision. Millisecond level response ensures scoping and flick shots with zero delay. Pre-fired shots connect instantly, turning moments into highlights. And Gamer empowers every moment of courage to win and witnesses the journey to the champion. Thanks to our official partner, Morphling. Morphling L50 gaming chair with its innovative dynamic lumbar support system built just for competitive gamers. Get ready to level up your game with adaptive comfort and get supported every step of the way. Your back, your support, your win. So, we're getting into this best of 5. Thank you to our sponsors, Smilegate, of course. And guys, thoughts on Team Stallions falling down and Qadsiah coming up?
Yeah, it seems like I would like to kind of credit it of us being in the arena yesterday, and I know the crowd was absolutely, rabid and crazy, and it seems like all gamers, they kind of stumbled a bit going into group stage and the earlier stages of playoffs, but it feels like, the energy is here for them for sure.
Taking a look at the total kill number here. Of course, we always do this every day. AG is still in the tournament, as is Qadsiah. And those are the guys that are going to be here on this top total kill list. ZY, Jway, ZQ, but also Fefe, who will be playing today, and Action and MG. So shout out to them, looking to increase their total kill numbers over a low amount of matches if possible. And Bench, what do you think about this best of 5 we got coming up here?
To be fully honest, Stallions taking a little beatdown against a lot of gamers yesterday may come into the play a little bit. Qadsiah being able to take down AP, it does, give you that boost a little bit too. So I think it's going to be a good matchup, but still I feel like Stallions have the upper edge here because the teams that they have to fight against were just a little bit higher up on the power rankings. And as you can see, Stallions had to go through a whole bunch of enemies, EP, Twisted Minds, of course, all gamers as well. And for Qadsiah, had a bit of a run too, but at the end of the day, they are here at the lower brackets finals against one of the top Filipino teams of Team Stallions.
Yeah, I would agree that I think that on paper, theoretically, Stallions looked like the better team of this tournament. But we've already seen that playing here at this arena can have big effects. Qadsiah looking pretty solid over the course of many maps. Stallions as well. I mean, they did at least bring AG to 5 maps. The only issue is that the last 2 maps were a bit weak compared to the other maps. They had a 2-1 lead. They had so much momentum, but unfortunately they did lose it. So the question is, can they bring back that momentum right into this match right from the get-go against Qadsiah?
Yeah, and that is really a true test of how good of a coach Tanks is, right? I mean, me and Bench kind of passed by them as soon as we got out of the stadium because of that last series, and it seems like they're still ready and roaring to try and see if they can get back into the grand finals. It's not easy to reset after such a heartbreaking defeat, especially considering how the game started and how Subbase could have went. And yeah, I mean, I feel like Stallions can still kind of bring it back, but Qadsiah, after that last series, they do look quite a bit scary.
They absolutely do, as Kano is still up at the top in terms of KD, even after that best of 5 against all gamers. MG is up there as well. Unfortunately, we did lose first yesterday. Did have a really rough map number 5. I hope he's doing okay after that, because he's been fantastic all tournament, but unfortunately kind of marred by that last map. But either way, we do have a lot of great players here on this list. Definitely up there in terms of all gamers, as we got people screaming behind us, getting hyped for this match, guys.
The fans absolutely getting dialed into the matchup as well. Now that this is the second to last day, like you said, Valdez, a lot of pressure on the players, a lot of support from the fans as well. Surprising to see that too, because we are right at the heart of Chengdu, and right now for today's matchups, it's going to be Filipinos against the Brazilians.
Well, you do have the leading stats here. And Kano's at the top in terms of ADR. We've got ZQ, we got Fefe, and we got YH there. YH also knocked out yesterday, but top 3 players still in it, and ZQ has been just amazing for the side of All Gamers. You can tell the difference with him coming back in the lineup here for 2025 and just how much success AG has had throughout the entire year, winning EWC and coming over and essentially just not dropping a match here in the playoffs just yet until the grand finals. And first kill into round win. Stallions still on top. Does look like a 60%er for Qadsiah, which is kind of low.
Yeah, for sure, and I feel like that kind of plays in the way of the style of Qadsiah, right? I mean, Qadsiah, they do like to take things slow, even though, you know, Fefe or Action or VNC is going to take, you know, going to be taken down at the start of the round. It feels like they still can navigate the round in those 4v5 situations, so they're not really that reliant on the first kill to round win ratio, but unfortunately, inside of the GR round win, Stallions no longer #1. It's now been taken over by Evolution Power, and honestly, well-deserved. I mean, coming from that last series, it was so close, and one of the main reasons why it was so close was that masterful play of that GR side. Granted, that first kind of struggled in that last series. It seems like the rest of the team kind of picked up pace.
Yeah, absolutely did, as Nini gives her send-off there. Just a little bit distracting, but I'm like trying to listen to you, but also like there's drums going on. Day 9 delivered 10 maps yesterday. We went the full distance, 2 best-of-5s that went to Game 5. All Gamers and Qadsiah completed reverse pushes, winning maps 4 and 5 after trailing 2-1. All Gamers advanced to the grand finals, while EP's back-to-back title run does end in 4th, which isn't bad. I mean, getting 4th is also pretty good. Obviously, Evolution Power did want to go farther, but Qadsiah just a bit better than them yesterday, so EP will be left there. It'll be interesting to see where Qadsiah ends up, especially because they were second last year. Maybe they can end up, you know, they are going to end up in this top 3, so they're going to have similar finishes, but obviously everybody chasing that grand final victory, and we'll see if they can do it.
Absolutely, but lower bracket final, last ticket for tomorrow. This is the last chance, essentially, as Stallions and Qadsiah carry their region's final hope for a grand final spot. And Stallions' first Brazilian opponent in this event, while Qadsiah faced has Filipino teams earlier in the stages.
Yeah, they did go up against Evos Arc, who they did defeat. I forget the score of that one. I think it was a close one, right? 3-2?
Yeah, pretty close. Oh,
So-
no, it was 3-0 actually, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Evos kind of derailed right after that series in the upper bracket final, so they didn't really have any time to recover. And, you know, unfortunately for the side of Evos, there is going to be another chance for next year if ever they still do get the chance to qualify. But, yeah, it was a very, very rough one. I feel like Evos was actually prepared for, you know, an upper final matchup up against Stallions. It's kind of a rematch of what we saw back at the regional final. But, you know, Qadsiah, you know, a team that really does like to take it slow. It's actually two of those teams play very similarly, but it seems like Fefe got the better of Keller that time.
Yeah, it's just the way it goes. Fefe with so many kills, so much experience here, and looking to potentially make another grand finals back-to-back. Expecting Stallions to take it down, though, but really like the momentum right now that the guys on Qadsiah have.
I mean, on paper, Stallions definitely does look better, but sometimes it really just comes down to how warmed you are, how ready you are. And right now, both of these teams having to play a game yesterday, series best out of 5 too as well. So definitely should be warmed up, should be ready to fight on. So, I mean, could be anyone's game, to be realistically speaking, but on paper, Stallions definitely does look better.
Yeah, we had Elfish Guy and Naokai here on the desk yesterday, and right before the show ended, they were like, I think Stallions is going to win, and I was like, I think Qadsiah actually is going to win. I do think that the current daily form and the momentum you have is very important, but we'll just have to wait and see what is going to happen there. As guys, we have the opening starting right now, so stay tuned for that. Never mind,
And,
it's not ready.
I mean, we can talk about the predictions for a little bit, of course. We can talk about the predictions a little bit later.
Yeah, we'll have that graphic in a little bit. We do have the best of 5 coming, so just getting ready for this one. The fans are out in force to watch this match. You know, I was a little bit surprised because no Chinese team here today, but everybody actually making their way down. We've had a lot of games on the stage. We've got pandas. We've got a lot of things going on, even mouse pads being given away and shirts and stuff like that. What's your favorite piece of CrossFire memorabilia, Sneaky?
In this one, I'm not gonna lie, the pins and just the memory of the players doing embarrassing stuff on the screen, not gonna lie, and kind of the other audiences dancing as well.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Well, guys, the opening is ready now, so we're gonna throw you over to the stage to introduce this best of 5 between Team Stallions and Qadsiah.
Ladies and gentlemen, CrossFire fans in the arena and all around the world, welcome back to Chengdu and welcome to Day 10 of the 2025 CFS Grand Finals. I'm your host, Taylor Reflections Noble.
各位现场以及线上所有的 Cfesports 们，大家好，欢迎来到2025 CFS 世界总决赛第10个比赛日的现场，我是今天的主持人妮妮。
Yesterday began with all gamers taking down the breakout roster of the year. Team Stallions doing so in a 3-2 sensational style, therefore securing the first seat in the grand final. Then, the runner-ups of last year defeated in CFS by the very roster that they faced off against yesterday, Evolution Power Gaming. Qadsiah managed to get the 3-2 win and therefore play again today.
昨天 All Gamers 在一场惊心动魄的5局大战中，击败了势头正盛的 Team Stallions， 率先锁定了第1个总决赛的席位。随后，去年的亚军 Qadsiah 战胜了从他们手中夺走冠军奖杯的宿敌 Evolution Power Gaming， 同样以3-2的比分结束了一场焦灼的较量。
And now that puts us into today, the loser bracket finals. It's Team Stallions versus Qadsiah. One team looking to make history, the other looking to gain what they narrowly missed out on last year.
我们即将迎来今天的重头戏——败者组决赛。对阵双方是 Team Stallions 与 Qadsiah， 一方渴望创造历史，另一方则志在夺回去年咫尺之遥的荣耀。 大战一触即发，让我们一起拭目以待，敢赢才能称王。
This is Day 10 of the CFS 2025 Grand Finals, where it's do or die. Excellence is demanded, and only those bold enough will dare to dominate! This is the last path to the grand final. One side still chasing history, one win away from becoming the first Filipino team to reach the grand final. Team Stallions! Across from them, a contender fighting through the lower bracket for one final chance to return to the championship stage. Ow! Qadsiah! They've met before, but never at this distance, and never with the stakes this high. One advances to face all gamers. The other finishes in 3rd place. The lower bracket final begins now.
And And so it begins once again, the lower bracket finals here on a wonderful Saturday. And we're getting ready for, of course, as you guys probably heard, Team Stallions up against Qadsiah, the Philippines up against Brazil, and only one can move on to face All Gamers in the finals tomorrow. It's not going to be an easy path to get through these teams. It feels like we've had so many 5 gamers out of all of these best of 5s. And if we haven't, it's been like 3-0 stops. I think we only had like maybe 1 or 2, maximum 3-1s. It's been a lot of very either decisive matches or extremely close ones. As Team Stallions here, getting ready to go. And it seemed like they were all on their game just the other day, yesterday, but just a little bit of momentum lost towards the end.
Expecting a bit more of a run here as KLP finally stepping up to the plate, hitting some shots that I expected to not hit, and you and I were both there casting the match, and some of these players being able to step up to the plate and lift the heavyweight for Team Stallions may be enough of a hint for them to really push themselves forward into the grand finals for the vengeance against all gamers.
Yeah, but
chances are pretty high.
Yeah, but I feel like that sub base is still in the back of their head. Not gonna lie, I feel like they also kind of agree with this opinion that if they did get a good sub base in, this could have been a different story. It could have been them in the grand finals, in all honesty. But you know, you still have to play all 5 maps in the series, and unfortunately, by the tail end in map 4 and 5, they kind of just ran out of steam. And I feel like, yeah, I feel like hope was kind of dashed, especially when all gamers was just reading their offenses time and time again. But of course, we do have Qadsiah, the boys who do like to take it a bit more slow compared to Team Stallions. I feel like one of the main reasons why they got back into that Evolution Power series was VNC in action, kind of back into the play. You know, Silva kind of picking up the sniper as well when MG was kind of, you know, slipping a fair bit. So, you know, Qadsiah, I mean, with their power or their firepower and their more careful approach in the game, I mean, you might just be able to kind of douse the fire that Stallions has had in this tournament.
Yeah, potentially a good matchup into this team. They also have played Evo Sark and maybe have had a little bit of a taste of what the, you know, style or at least the pace of the game might look like up against this team, as Qadsiah certainly has been doing quite well for themselves, at least ever since the 0-3 versus Evolution Power Gaming. They took out Twisted Minds, they took out Evo Sark. That was a 3-0, as you see it there. And then Evolution Power Gaming, they got their revenge for so many different times in a row that Evolution Power had beaten them down. So that's probably the best win for them, I would say, in terms of getting your revenge. You beat them, you were taken down in the grand finals by them last time around, but you're able to get through them, and now it's kind of like extra bonus games for them, as Team Stallions did take them down in a 2-0 at EWC. It was a 10-8 and 10-6. Over at EWC. So Team Stallions, again, they were better than them there. And I think, you know, Qadsiah have gotten a bit more solid coming into the grand finals, but I feel like Team Stallions as well has looked really, really strong here.
For sure. But I feel like one of the main reasons why they did lose up against Team Stallions in that last tournament was a bit of complacency back in the EWC side. I think Qadsiah was just expecting for Stallions to get rolled over in that tournament, and the lack of preparation kind of bit them in the back. But I mean, Qadsiah, you have no choice but to prep for Team Stallions this time. You are at the tail end of your tournament life, and it seems like it's the same position here for the side of Team Stallions. But it seems like both teams, you know, first seeds for their respective regions, and it seems like, you know, they have dominated their, you know, fair share of their own region as well. But, you know, the grand finals is a different story, man.
Grand finals, of course, will be a different story, and different story for these two key players as well. Kano, of course, lifting the heavyweights for Team Stallions, and action coming in hot and ready for the side of Qadsiah, sitting at 1.17 KD. But Kano, this guy, the young man, has been putting out and dishing out some huge numbers on the board.
Yeah, he's been very consistent. I mean, the fact that they did take that loss against All Gamers with a couple of very rough maps, even the sub base as well, I think was 10-4, and he was still able to maintain his numbers. So individually, it does feel like he's doing very well. On the side of Qadsiah, like, Action was definitely the best player, I would say, that we saw, but everybody's kind of playing their own part. And this is very interesting here. Do want to take a look at the predictions, because you guys have gone for 3-0 Stallions, not giving even a single game or map over to the side of Qadsiah.
I did say 3-2, but 3-0 just works as fine.
Okay, so your real prediction was 3-2.
My original prediction was Stallions 3-2, but
okay.
3-0 is just fine. I think Stallions have the upper edge coming to this matchup, and I think Sneaky Frog thinks that it's going to be a swift ride, but I think there's going to be a bit of a turbulence on the way there.
For sure, but I am kind of banking on Stallions kind of just derailing the usual rhythm that Qadsiah usually has. You know, Qadsiah, they really like to take it slow, but at the same time, when you kind of show them that that system doesn't work, especially up against this team, you know, we all know what happened at the start of this, you know, at the start of this playoffs, and it was kind of evident in that 0-3 up against Evolution Power. But of course, we all know what happened to EP in the playoffs, of course.
Second do-or-die match of this year. Stallions won 2-0 at EWC, but this best-of-5 comes with far higher stakes. Stallions for first grand final run. Qadsiah chasing their second consecutive appearance. So for Stallions, they would love to get back there and prove that they can take down AG and have a second chance at doing that. For Qadsiah, they would like to get there and prove that they can win a grand final. So a lot to prove, I would say, for both of these teams, but they're both standing in each other's ways before they can really prove that, right? I mean, Qadsiah at least were able to prove they could take down Evolution Power. I think that's a good first step. But for both of these teams, I feel like they have their eyes on a grander prize a little bit later on in these grand finals, in the final against AG.
I mean, the narrative has been settled here, right? Stallions, you know, carrying the flag for their region is going to make the appearance on the grand finals and potentially taking a trophy back in their hands ever since 2018, which is 7 years ago. That's a long time back. And for Qadsiah, ever since rebranding from Team Vasco, they are going to be back on the stage if they're able to take down Team Stallions, going back at the chance of lifting the trophy back into their region of Brazil. So definitely a lot of stakes on the line, but when the plan breaks, leadership matters. Stallions struggled to respond once their game plan was exposed against all gamers. While Qadsiah thrive on adaptation, KLB's mid-round calls will shape the outcome.
Yeah, and I feel like the mid-rounding is going to be very important for the side of Team Stallions, right? That is where the strength usually does come from, but, you know, unfortunately it was kind of broken open here by the side of all gamers, and does just goes to show how good Chinese CrossFire can be. They're reading you like a book on the other side of the map. But of course, for the side of Qadsiah, it is going to be MG, one of the last elite fraggers still standing. After yesterday, MG has climbed into the overall top 10 KD among all remaining team players. Only STS is ranked higher, so it's kind of like the battle of the top two fraggers in between these two teams, and it's going to be very interesting because MG's form has been kind of all over the place, especially when it comes to playoffs. But it would be very interesting to see if we see the prime MG that we saw from last year.
I mean, the prime MG does overtake Gouken and even the top snipers in China in CFPL, so it's going to take a little bit of a time to see and figure out if MG is going to be up on the board today, because if he's not, then it's going to be down to the riflers of the squad, which I think is very also reliable. But at the same time, if KLP is stepping up to the plate, then MG has to be present as well.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for the great riflers, personally. I'm very curious about Kano up against Action slash VNC, because it really depends on the map. Like, sometimes it's Action who really frags out, sometimes it's VNC. And they're like pretty much only playing with the rifles. We do see that sometimes Silva grabs a sniper, sometimes Fefe grabs a sniper, but at least for those two, I am very curious to see how they can do up against Kano, how they can handle the aggression of the Stallions players, because we know that Kano can just take over maps at times, and it's really difficult to deal with, and he's not the only player on the team. Like, Team Stallions have mentioned multiple times that even though he kind of is the star player, they don't treat him like the star player, and that kind of allows everybody else to have their own confidence and carry the team at times.
Yeah, an interesting tidbit as well is this is actually Fefe's third grand finals potentially, right? I mean, this is 2024, maybe 2025, and then back in 2020 when, you know, you guys were doing the finals. So it's going to be very interesting to see if Fefe can still make it, but if ever they do, I really hope he does get it this time, man, because going through 3 grand finals in a row and not netting that trophy, that's gonna do a number on your mental, man, not gonna lie.
I mean, absolutely true, and actually I think whoever makes it through will be granted a pretty good chance, whether it be Stallions or whether it be Qadsiah, because all gamers, by playing these series out all down to the 5 maps, 4 maps, every single map has been played, the VODs are there, every team can go back to watch it and figure out what is all gamers doing wrong, and those little bits and pieces of information can come back to bite them back in the end. And all gamers, by leaving themselves in the current seat, by winning the upper brackets finals, will be seated at the grand finals, of course, but that doesn't mean that they have gotten the trophy just yet.
Yeah, definitely a second chance given to the other two teams, although I personally would probably favor all gamers when it does come to that. Although, you never know. Again, we always say, like, okay, there's a favorite. You look at the predictions at the start of the tournament, I think more than half were on AG. We saw like some Baishas in there, some other teams thrown around, maybe some Evolution Powers, but at the end of the day, AG has been the favorite for a lot of this year. They won EWC. They have not dropped the best of 5 just yet, and even though it's been close at times, like they have dropped some big maps to other teams like Stallions and others, but at the end of the day, they're still the ones that have that first seed into the Ultimate Grand Finals tomorrow. So still the favorites, but I wouldn't be surprised if either of these teams makes it through and actually gives them a good shot. And they do obviously have still the potential to win it, but we're just going to have to wait and see what happens today. And then moving into tomorrow, it'll kind of shape the narrative based on how they play today. Like if it's a stomp one way or the other, like Stallions really crush Qadsiah, like if that 3-0 prediction is correct, then I think we're going to have a lot more faith in them to come in with a great mindset, with a lot of momentum up against AG. But if it's a really close one, or if Qadsiah wins in a really close best of 5, like what does that really mean? And maybe because Qadsiah hasn't played up against AG just yet, perhaps we can say, hey, we don't know what that matchup is going to look like, but since they have not played up against them, maybe they've got a good shot here.
Yeah, that's the advantage of being AG right now, right? You're already in the grand final spot. Now you just have to wait for them to kind of fight it out, then gonna expose each other here. So yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. We do have the band pick of the maps coming up, so I'll leave you guys to the cast of this epic best of 5.
Thank you, Valdez, but looks like the veto is just about ready to be started here. And to be fair, New Mexico ban definitely could be very prominent. KLB is gonna...
Hey, you see the trust in that for sure. But
Tank's absolutely trusting him.
yeah, veto is gonna be very interesting to say the least. Both of these teams very adept to each other's picks. I mean, if we talk about the Ankara, if we talk about Black Widow, if we talk about maybe New Mexico even going into this series, my prediction is for this ban pick, ban is going to be most likely Eagle Eye 2.0. I don't think Qadsiah is going to be playing that map anytime soon. And maybe sub-base? I'm not so sure as well. I mean, Qadsiah is looking pretty confident in their sub-base as of recent. So could be maybe Stallions banning out new compound. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if that pops out in the first 2.
Qadsiah will start the ban phase, and Stallions will follow. And like you said, every map does feel pretty good. Eagle Eye 2.0 will be the first ban being delivered here by Qadsiah.
This should be new compound. This is a no-brainer for Stallions.
I mean, based on how they played yesterday on new compound, definitely worthy banning, I would say. Oh, what? They're actually gonna ban out Ankara, and this does throw a bit of the caution to the wind here for Qadsiah.
I'm not sure about this, not gonna lie. Because
I mean, Ankara's a decent map for Qadsiah, give or take.
I mean,
knowing how Action plays, knowing how VNC plays.
Yeah, but Ankara is also not that bad of a map if you're talking in the context of Team Stallion. So I'm surprised that they actually left their compound open. Maybe they have learned a thing or two from that prior series. Granted, there's not much to learn because the way it ended, it was 10-4. But, you know, Qadsiah now has the opportunity to open things up with map number 1. Most likely it is going to be Black Widow or New Mexico for map number 1.
Now we talking
now
here,
we're talking Crossfire here. Qadsiah is going to be starting on that BL side. Stallions going to be starting on GR. And Stallions' opportunity to go for this sub-base for map number 2.
Oh, this one is going to be a very fun matchup, Sneaky, because as I know, whenever New Mexico is one of the first maps to be picked in the earlier phase of veto, this one is going down very fast. It's not gonna be fast. It's not gonna be a slow series. I think it's gonna be a very fast one.
Depends on how Alcad does want to play that map number 1. Not gonna lie, they do like to play a lot of these fast maps slow, but map number 3 most likely is either going in the way of maybe a Black Widow, but Port is also a really good shot for them here. So would it be out of the ordinary if we see Alcad on that map 3? But map number 4 is going to be very interesting.
Could be. All we can do is just wait and see. Port, of course, Stallions was able to learn from Evos and
Ooh, that's
the
early.
new compound. That's gonna hurt Stallions for a bit.
That's early though. That's very, very early in the series. I think if I was Alcad here, I would have put new compound maybe in map 5, similar to what All Gamers did the other day.
They might just be expecting a fast turn of series here. Win New Mexico, win sub base, and then drag it out on new compound. A potential. The Brazilian Drainer coming hot into play, and Black Widow, of course, will be picked as map number 4, leaving Port as decider as opposed to our expectations coming to this matchup. So,
Alcad's expecting now 10-1, possibly.
It's questionable for both of these teams. A, is new compound getting picked by Alcat map 3? Is that justifiable? And B, is the Ankara ban from Stallions, is that also justifiable? So there's two questions kind of marking up the narrative here and is hanging out there on the line to be answered. And if I were to go for a post-flop type of answer, Ankara ban still, there's a big question mark on top of my head, but if I were to somewhat justify it, then Ankara's not half bad for Stallions, but it's just too good of a map to give away to Qadsiah. Maybe that's why.
Maybe they don't want Qadsiah to heat up off of that Ankara map. I think if Ankara did push through, it would have been Ankara first pick, and they would have actually tried to climb momentum off of that. And of course, that's the one thing that Evolution Power had a mistake on, which was giving that Ankara map. Granted, they are both good in that particular one, but it is going to be map number 1, New Mexico, a map that has been avoided all throughout this tournament. But of course, if you do know your knowledge between these two teams, both of these teams do like to play that New Mexico map. It is going to be played in Path and the CFS Grand Finals once already, CFBL and Path. And not just that, that's one CFBL win. That one CFBL win, that's them 10-0ing Team Liquid in this map. They did not have a chance to breathe in this one.
Did not have a chance indeed, but the veto being New Mexico to kick us off, and then into sub-base, new compound, Black Widow and Port. Ankara event we just delivered, but new compound, what is your sort of ideation behind the new compound pick coming through as map 3?
Maybe it is going to be Alcat trying to see if they can gain momentum off of that new compound, but I'm really not. Leaving it for map 5 would have made a lot more sense in my opinion, but I wanted to go for Port. Maybe they see that Team Stallions Port being a lot more weaker compared to the new compound. But yeah, if I was Qadsiah here, I would have recognized that the style of Team Stallions is very incompatible for the map of new compound, and that could have, that could have been the insurance policy for your team here. So it's going to be the final talks between the teams now. Team Stallions versus Qadsiah, both Saudi orgs entering our respective regions. One going in the Philippines, one going in the way of Brazil.
Going in the way of Brazil indeed, but the guys here gonna be looking at the squad of Team Stallions. Tanks giving last final wise words. Little boys, of course, almost made the run yesterday against All Gamers, but they come behind a little short on the distance, just not landing it on the green for the final shot there, and eventually All Gamers were able to take them down. And they had the chance, they had the time to go back to the drawing board, fix up the mistakes, not being able to pick up that sub-base pick, which was one of their prominent picks, and dropping it eventually costed them the whole series and the entirety of it. While Qadsiah, ever after dropping that trophy, the chance to give your leader, Fefe, and having to drop a series to EP coming into this year's Grand Finals, and at the end of the day, coming to the table on the arena at the stage and giving back the taste of a bit of the medicine that EP provided as a series win. Qadsiah is here to fight as well. So both teams going toe-to-toe and neck, we say. This one, I feel like it's going to be a very enjoyable and top-level Crossfire that is about to be presented to you guys, and also us, casting on the desk.
Yeah, I mean, Qadsiah could be the third attempt for Feifei to finally net a trophy here. 2020 was the first time that he did it with the Vincent Gaming squad. Second time is that 2024 up against the Evolution Power squad, which they did beat in that prior series. A very close series, by the way. Was not easy at all. And it was quite the back and forth. Actually got a bit more scrappy than we expected here, because we kind of expected Qadsiah to have more of a structured kind of play, evolution power, you know, more of the scrappy mid-roundy kind of team. So yeah, I mean, Qadsiah really happy to go back to the drawing books right after that series, especially they have to take a look at that new compound up against Evolution Power. I mean, Evolution Power, I mean, Mino, one of those few players that actually pulls out the AK-47 in that map, and it was quite effective in the first half. Problem was, you know, Qadsiah slowly started to pick apart their defense in this one, and at the same time, the offense was, the offense was really annoying. I'm not gonna hold it back. You know, Qadsiah, there's like a 4-step process. They're gonna wait, and they're gonna take one side of the map. They're gonna try to bait one of the players in, or at least try to get the pick off, and then they back off. So that kind of causes a lot of confusion here for the side of Evolution Power, which they really do rely on playing on information here. So I wouldn't say it's the exact same thing for the side of Team Stallions. I mean, Team Stallions, every time that they stepped into new compound, we've seen the exact same problem, right? As soon as one fight starts on one side of the map, every single member goes through it. And I feel like Qadsiah, they're really the type of team to punish that kind of behavior every single time. Problem is, Stallions, they also had the opportunity to study this Qadsiah squad up against Evolution Power. They do know some of their tricks, especially going back to EWC. Problem is, Qadsiah no longer the team that is underestimating this Team Stallions squad, doing their full bout of studying here up against this team. But just like how I said, it seems like All Gamers is the only team that has figured out the Stallions' way of playing Crossfire. Can Qadsiah be the second team to do so?
I mean, if we do go back to the interview with Taylor Reflections Noble on the stage, Qadsiah definitely is one of the last teams that left on the tournament that does play slow, and by playing slow, you're granted a lot of things, and maybe, just maybe, the tempo that Qadsiah provides is there to win some maps against Team Stallions, but it looks like we're ready to go in the game.
And here we go. Map number 1, Qadsiah on the Blacklist side, Stallions on the GR side. New Mexico. It's getting spicy here for map number 1. But what I mean by spicy is, it's actually a pretty quick take for the side of Qadsiah to get the center road control, but no, immediately in round number 1, he gets a double kill. JJ will get the 3rd frag on the board, and already Stallions off the jump want to fight.
Fight is on already. Down 3 players, Qadsiah. What is their next plan of maneuver? They're going to be looking to push. Loy's actually trying to get quite aggressive, and he's able to spray down both players in a blink of an eye. In the first round, surely granted towards Team Stallions as they lead out 1-0 in New Mexico. Give or take.
And you can
all
see
the rounds that Qadsiah needs is essentially 2 or 3, even 4, if they can find it, on the Blacklist side to make a comeback.
New Mexico is such an interesting first map, though, considering both of these regions actually play it so wildly differently. You know, Qadsiah, more of the setup-heavy kind of team when it comes to this map. But remember the last time that Stallions went up against a team who's also setup-dependent when it comes to this map, and that is Baisha Gaming. And you know what happened in that map, man. It was close, but it is Stallions pulling it out at the end. But Qadsiah probably did their fair share of studying in this map, so they're going to stay a bit far back compared to the usual here. And they're just going to be watching them angles, expecting Team Stallions to kind of roll forward on their defense.
Rolling forward probably is the right term here, but for now, Qadsiah, after realizing how that first round rolled out, as Kano found a double kill, Loy finding a double, JJ finding a piece as well, seemingly getting ran into a roadblock almost. Is going to be playing a little bit slower. Minute 30, the pot shots are being thrown. Silva taking a lot of damage. Action as well, drop to half. C4 not yet rotating out, so oh god, they're going to burn the timer down, surely. And the setup heavy play, like you say, will be thrown as Stallions. There's not a lot of utils left in them. Kano holding an angle, this guy already dishing out enough damage towards VNC. Is going to be taken down super low. Loy's looking to get interesting here. Pushing out. He does get one. Looking for the second. Pistols out. Action, you have to keep your head ducked down as well. As Lloyd does finally go down, but damage has been done. Action, looking to get some blood back in the transition here. Isn't able to find a couple more shots. The C4 is down in no man's land. And Alcad has to do anything to win this 3v4.
Yeah, no more HEs for the side of Team Stallions, but look at the amount of damage they already did. VNC on very low HP as well as Action here, so it's all on MG to try and see if he can kind of balance the numbers for the side of Alcad and Action. Good first kill here on JJ. 24 seconds left on the clock, but KLP is going to go straight for the 100 HP player, is going to get the second one as well. No, we'll get that finish. 2-0, an instant timeout for the side of Qadsiah. And you can see the vibes are good for the side of Team Stallions. Smiles and chuckles on their side, man.
Instantly, the timeout gets pulled here by Alcad. Wasn't expecting these type of runs. Sure, you may drop the rounds, but the content of each and every round wasn't quite there. And the coach is eventually going to pull the trigger for calling the timeout here. But Tanks here for the side of Team Stallions also being able to utilize this timeout.
Just reminding the boys, hey, you might be winning up 2-0 here, but let's not get a bit too frisky in this game. We know what happened the last time we got a bit too frisky, man.
I mean, you definitely don't want to force the issue, even if when you're up. It could be easily overturnable, so
I can imagine No saying, no, but I want to move forward.
He wants that KD ranking up top there.
I want to be 1.7 again.
I mean, imagine at this stage of the tournament having above 100 ADR.
That's great.
You are dishing out
as the second entry fragger for your team as well.
That too, because more often than not, entry fraggers are the first one to die out, and being the second entry fragger, that means you're the second one to die on the roster.
You should see his local stats.
9 out of 10 times.
If you see his local stats, whew, I think at one time he was averaging like a 2.2 KD back at home.
I mean, it just comes to show the composure of these players here, right?
Yeah,
being able to perform on the global stages just as good as the local.
I remember that Eagle Eye game, man, up against all gamers. I mean, no, on the first floor with that crazy 3K, the composure was there. And it seems like Stallions weren't too shaken after yesterday's results. They're still playing very, very confident here.
Cad looking to push water. Timing on KLP level up, but JJ is here for the push. And here we go. There's the first headshot. Looking for the second action with a quick frag back. The Loy is going to join up forces and find a drop onto his action. Trades on left and right, but that's going to be equalized down 3-on-3. But look where the C4 is. Sneak gets down once again, deep in middle. Yep. It's going to take a bit of a detour for Qadsiah to even be inching closer towards the bomb being dropped in no man's land here.
Yeah, it would have been the advantage for the side of Qadsiah if they actually still had the C4 in this situation. You really don't want to be in a 3v3, especially in a map like New Mexico. Kind of spread out, but MG gonna get peeked in B tunnels instead. Gonna be forced to back off, and he's actually trapped. He's got nowhere to go, so it's up to the rest of Alcad to actually bail him out of this bad situation.
I mean, they're trying to come down any moment soon, but MG is definitely trapped here. Kano will be looking to double swing, but still MG gets one before going down. Gonna be down to 2v1. The C4 gets picked up, and Kano has it all to do. The Wonder Kid comes hot, gets one, looking for the head of Fefe. Once another clutch, the pistol's out, and he still hits it! What is going on? The Wonder Kid puts the whole squad of Qadsiah to the test here and is able to clutch up.
There we go, another clutch for No, and every time we doubt this kid, he just impresses us every single time. 6-1, 122 ADR. And JJ as well, up there in the damage numbers, 122 ADR himself with that EBR. So it's kind of been him and No doing wonders in terms of damage here. And you can see every time Alcad wants to enter a site, they're always on half HP, they're always on 1 HP. These pot shots are hurting Qadsiah.
Trust me, Charles, that round is going to hurt and take the wind out of sails for Qadsiah. It was very winnable, it was 2v1, and then you throw a wild Kano on the board, and he just clutches like that. He was thrown off a little bit on the timing, had to go for the pistol, and still is able to find it. So, I don't even know. Qadsiah mightily shaking to find a round here. Surely it was A huge effort from Knot to clutch it up, but at the same time, at the end of the day, it's a round lost that could have been more on the side of Qadsiah.
Yeah, and I think JJ's having a hell of a time on this New Mexico as well. He's no longer, I mean, you have no choice. There's no lurk spots in this map, so he's going to be playing with No here the entire time in the center road position, just bolstering that defense with his star rifler. And it's going to be very tough. Qadsiah, there's barely any lineups that can help them in this spot.
I mean, sometimes you just gotta send it, but right now, Qadsiah seemingly lost of directions to direct themselves towards. Is looking towards A. I mean, we've yet to see a straight-up A take, but Loy waiting on the other side of the corner. Sees the players come through. Is gonna reposition, gonna back out for it. Oh, he's gonna re-challenge this angle. JJ does find a bit more damage on Cfesports, so there comes the reset, but the timer did take down to 40 seconds, and this one is gonna get caught off guard. JJ trying to bite off a little too much than what he could take. But the time is of the essence, 30 seconds, and a full rotation from Wildcat, leaving a single player as an anchor. Is going to look towards underpass, look towards B. But if KLP can find a frag or two, this rotation might all go down the drain.
Boy. KLB, he also gets Fefei here. KLB on the underside with the EBR. Perfect time, perfect position to have this weapon. 10 seconds left with action with the USP drop shot. KLB checking on his behind.
That's the plan.
4-3.
There's enough. There's definitely enough time.
One.
We'll proceed. KLB comes in on. Just drive by on towards action. Needs to find 2 more kills, but MG coming up to the board as well with a sniper of his own. The sniper from Brazil being able to provide for the team. Going to find a round on the board. Gonna be 3-1 for the scoreline.
Yeah, a bit too spicy of a round from the side of Team Stallions here. Going too far forward, especially JJ with that check in towards Ali. And Action expecting that every single time. So this is where Alcat can do their magic now. They got their first round on the board on that blacklist side once again. They're going to be playing it as far back as possible with MG. 2 key pickoffs in this game. Doing such a great job on that sniper, especially when he's all the way in the back line. And Stallions going to be learning a hard lesson there. We can't be going forward every single time. JJ tagged up by the nade earlier, but look at the tags as well for Alcat at the start of this one.
Jeez. Tags for sure. Another frag nade. Action is barely standing alive here, but still going to be a 5-on-5. Hefty amount of utils being spent on Stallions, and Alcat is going to be holding on to most of it. Let's see where their next course of action is going to be guided towards. Gonna have to wait and see. Looks to be a shift down towards underpass and potentially towards B, or could be running down towards middle of the doors. Gonna get opened up.
Yeah, B's going to hear that.
See on cue. Essentially can be heard from most of the map here. He's going to make that big rotation over towards B. KLP is not going to opt out for the sniper. He did switch over to the rifle, so the hold down could a little bit slow there, but repositioning is going to be KLP. Alcat waiting with the lineups. He's going to give the execution, and here's the go sign. KLP has to hold it. The rotations are coming in. Just needs to buy a couple more seconds, but VNC in action. So quick on clearing out the bomb sites. KLP is going to get tapped up by VNC as well. Such clean, crisp headshots and just clicks after clicks. Stallions are going to lose player after players. Here comes the timeout. Lloyd, the last one alive, in best efforts. Does find the jump to Fedfei, but VNC, once again, I believe that's essentially a 3K or 4K, takes the round into Qadsiah. It's going to be 32, and Tanks instantly goes for a timeout.
Yeah, I mean, quite the dangerous setup to just give on the side of Qadsiah. Giving them the entire control of B tunnels here isn't really advised, because that gives them more space to set up into that B site. At the same time, they're starting to figure out that there's always someone playing on the underside of Heaven, so they're just going to send Action every single time to go down with the USP, go for a drop shot, and he will get it. So no choice but to go for a timeout here. Second round on the board already for the Qadsiah blacklist side, and Team Stallions really want to contain that as much as possible. They really want to get that 7-2 in order to get maybe a slight advantage on that blacklist side, since it is going to be very difficult to play, especially up against Alcat, who really doesn't give any semblance of information, especially when the sides do switch.
Being the caster myself who loves to see Mexico, and now that it's been received an update as New Mexico. I feel like having 3 rounds on the first half, you are standing a pretty good chance on the Blacklist side. If you have 4, like, it's almost a done deal, and if you have 5, like, it's over at that point.
Yeah,
like, the map is over. Like, you should just properly surrender. But still 3-2. Stallions can and is able to shut down the first half in their favor. But right now, Tanks, what is his decision here? What is he guiding his squad?
I wouldn't be surprised if they start actively fighting for Walter's control here. I feel like denying the entirety of B tunnels would be the way to go if you're the side of Team Stallions. And now Qadsiah, they're going to be a bit busy setting up in this in their side of the the center road the entire time.
I mean, controlling water, I think that's valid because Alcad was able to abuse water. And
back, man.
even when the door opens, the rotation for Stallions is a little bit slow on the run, and
Risky.
the time was all theirs for Qadsiah to take. And now Loy, like I say, looking to take the fight in towards long here, towards heaven. And he does find a bit of value on towards VNC.
Getting a bit too frisky though. I really don't like fighting for alley control here.
There's a replay. He has the drop shot and then clicks on towards KLB, I believe.
Really good flashes.
Just one tap. How easy does it look? Another tap. It's 2 taps to find another player, so that was a 3K, but live play feed coming to you guys just right now. Alcad absolutely loving to play slow on a map like New Mexico as well. Just gonna burn through the Utos. Door opened, but that could be a bait. And it is going to bait out a rotation, so already Alcad expecting some sort of a turnover in the strategies for Stallions after the pause. They're gonna take the fight. Stallions, 3 players pushing out towards water.
Yeah, really good flashes from that prior round, so that's why they kind of busted that B side wide open.
Like that,
and
though.
speaking of Walters, man, KLB, first casualty for his squad, and now we see Qadsiah starting to actively punish this aggression from the side of Team Stallions. 40 seconds left on the clock, though. Not much time for them to get in. No, gets the first headshot, but doesn't get the second one. VNC is going to fall, but the rest of Qadsiah is going to target that B side. Wide swing from the side of Loy. Does get the instant headshot on Feifei, and Qadsiah a bit confused on this setup action. Going to try to get a sliding headshot on towards Loy, but Loy's just going to back off all the way into the B side, but they're still very paranoid about this B heaven position. KLP will get action. Second player's already in. Silva also connecting with his teammate here.
It's getting a little friskier, Sneaky. Not a lot of time. They have to force the issue towards B, but KLP still holding strong. Pistols out. Has to clear the bomb site for the plants. MG gets it, but from the backside. Stallions are going to be able to run him down and secure the round here. But it also kind of looked a little frisky for Stallions. It wasn't the cleanest round 1 of all times.
For sure. KLB checking into that Walters position might have just been him trying to see if he can fight, or at least try to get the early flank ongoing as the time was kind of falling. But at the same time, really good delay game as well coming in from Team Stallions. And just allowing them to step into the site one by one as soon as those first 2 players fell in that center road position. It was Alcan kind of scrambling to see if they can get their own pick.
Huge nades, though. Expecting Qadsiah will be pushing out towards mid. Believe that's either a nade from Loy or JJ, just being able to find so much value, essentially almost 100 or above. And Alcad already pretty comfortable sitting on 2 rounds. What was their next course of action? They are gathering outside of A. Potentially in towards mid. But the angles that Stallions are taking, it's a bit more aggressive angles for sure. JJ goes up for the swing, but action was waiting on the other side of the smoke. Quick taps do continue follow. Kano being tested. Trade kill is prevalent for the side of Alcad, and it's going to be 4v3. The C4 is going to look in towards middle, and then in towards A. Rotating out of player might not be the case here. Loy's going to get caught off guard on the rotation, and that does leave the bomb site open.
Yeah, big damage though. Action around the corner, still gets the headshot on KLB. Caught him crouching. Action's going to get the second one. And this is what I was worried about for the side of Team Stallions. The rotations being baited out from all of these actions. And it seems like that center road control that Qadsiah did get provided a lot of confusion for the side of Team Stallions. Really had no choice in the matter. And at the same time, really good shots from Action and VNC. 8 and 5 so far in this game.
8 and 5. Door opened up once again. Action at 3 kills and 2 headshots in the past round as we proceed into round number 8. Stallions need not and cannot drop more rounds from here on.
Yeah. VNC is the only one in waters at the moment, so he's going to be opening that door. And Qadsiah, this could still be a fake, in all honesty. They could go straight into that ace site, and Fei gonna take KLB's head off, and here comes the rest of them going through the door, and the EBR trying to shred through the box, but it's only damage, no kills.
We down 2v5. Stallions. It's down to the hands of Kano and KLP on the retake here. And big shots from Action does take the hat off of Kano. And KLP has it all to do in a 1v5 on the Dream. The C4 timer ticking against them too. The shot's not gonna hit, and we are tight 4-4 and already on New Mexico. Qadsiah sitting in a really good spot here.
Yeah, it seems like Qadsiah pulling out the deeper playbook here. Once again, just like how I said, it's not yet a full commit into that B site. Qadsiah still also has the option to go through those double doors and go into A. So all that confusion plus a very good game from Action so far, and a fast take in towards center road. And Nate is going to hit Fei, but he's not going to care at all. Look at the rest of Stallions. They're going to try to see if they can make a pincer movement all the way into waters, all the way right behind him. But still, Qadsiah, they're going to take their sweet time, but that could actually be their detriment. KLB around the corner is going to get Action, and JJ's going to get MG.
2 springs do activate. Action MG goes down. Loy, though, want to get involved. Will be tapped out. B is clear. They're going to get the C4 punted. It's going to be a 4-on-3 retake.
That's fine.
Out of utils left on the hands of Qadsiah, but Stallions do hold on to more. Silva jumping on top of Raptors to clear out towards the backwards connector, as VNC will be the first responder here for the retake coming through. There definitely is a smoke out there. Silva does get it, so Heaven gets control. JJ's gonna go down. Silva versus 2. Kano's gonna get tapped out. All of a sudden, from a 1v3, it's gonna be down to a 1v1, but Silva suffers from the bullets KLB delivers. It's gonna be a 5-4 first half, but Stallions on the global risk has lost 4 rounds deep, and that just might be enough of a foothold for Qadsiah to win the map for themselves.
Stallions having a hell of a time, though, despite losing 3 in a row. It seems like New Mexico kind of giving them a bit of a chuckle here. At the same time, Qadsiah, their strats are now starting to work in this game.
Surely. The AI win rate prediction is going to be looking towards the side of Qadsiah. Even the AI knows Mexico, New Mexico even, is a very global risk side of map of all things. Looking to get quite aggressive here. Was thinking about jumping the boxes across the smoke, but he's going to hold his horses, and the nade is going to take his health away.
Half of his health, too. But this one I was talking about, Action, one of those players that can be sorely dangerous.
What a flick was that? Just insane. And the victim's POV there as well.
Yeah, not even a blink here for No.
I do like this forward defense style Qadsiah is putting out towards A, towards mid. And Silva with a sniper of his own on Mexico. MG finding a piss as well. 2 players down for Stallions. What are they willing to do here? They're thinking about just running it down towards middle. KLB was able to find the headshot towards Fefe, but there's just too many utils out there for Alcad.
Yeah, KLP spotted VNC too. Very aware of Qadsiah backing off of their usual defense. And MG playing that usual forklift, does miss the timing on the cross. On to 2 players. VNC peeking at the wrong place at the wrong time, but MG needs to help his teammate here. JJ's gonna take down 1. KLP will take down MG. All of a sudden, the round is turned on its head. Action will get his head taken off as well. 2 versus 3. Silva on a sniper. Gonna have to pick up another gun.
It's going to be tough for Silva by himself against 3. With the C4 timer ticking away. The players that are holding onto the bomb site action and MG not being able to find the frag is going to be detrimental, but Silva does open up, gets the first. Needs to find 2 more. There's not a lot of time on the clock here.
There we go, 6 and 4. What a turnaround on that round, in all honesty. Looked a bit sus for the side of Team Stallions after those first 2 picks, but it's kind of what everybody's saying in those lower thirds, man. That mid-round calling from the side of Team Stallions coming into play, and 6-4. Team Stallions first round already on the board for their blacklist side. Nades galore in that mid position. Feifei getting that double spray. KLP and JJ already down, but do they know that the A side's going to be wide open?
And MG still up in windows, trying to find one he can. Feifei can always look down below him. VNC in mid was able to finish off Kano, so the last 2 players remaining on Stallions are looking in towards A. Already, KLB, the blink of lights, the last one alive in a 1v5. Sees MG. Gonna clear out towards Feifei. He does hit the shots, and now VNC at risk as well. Some way, somehow. MG going for the reliable pistol, gets the job done quickly. Qadsiah, it will mark a round.
Gonna be one of those Mexico games.
One of those Mexico games for sure, indeed.
This is not gonna be the usual, that's for sure.
Give or take the way Qadsiah is responding.
4 nades. Jesus Christ.
And it's going to hit on money for Feifei.
He's been like, hey, you've been wall-banging this entire time. Here comes 5 nades to your face. Well, it does remove a person off of their position. Problem is, they don't have anything to insta-clear a corner now.
Ooh, action getting quite aggressive here. Clement Fresky, JJ goes down, but KLP was there in time. Got the refrag, gonna be a 2-on-4. They're gonna force it towards A. Stallions. Gotta be careful. The sniper, quite dangerous. MG does find 1 out of the 4 and make that 2 out of the 4.
Yeah.
Sniper fully activated, timing a little bit off. MG gets the 3rd as well, looks like. Could. Just waiting on the timing already. Equalized back to 2-on-2. VNC with an angle of his own does a bunch of damage. Sees Loy as well. There you go. MG with the 3rd frag. Might as well as take the 4th. Kano coming back in windows. The position now revealed.
He go B.
He's going to go towards B, but has to post for the plant as well. And MG could be hot on the chase here.
All right, he could plant out in the open. He doesn't want to go Heaven here. Heaven is such a losing fight for a rifle versus sniper. Ooh, MG. Oh, the timing. Jeez Louise, he's right behind him.
Oh no! MG! Just the way how Stallions being able to cover such angles in the right time. Secures them another round, and MG though, such a great performance.
Honestly, well-played round from both sides. I mean, the mid-rounding in the 2v2s, you can see that VNC is actively communicating with MG that entire time in order to get something going. Good tag though on towards action. Action's gonna get taken down by JJ. JJ not gonna roll too far forward here. Feifei and VNC still feeling that pressure in that mid position despite the 2 players from the Walters side.
Still feeling the pressure indeed. The C4 kind of looking to make the cross in towards the long area, but the mid hold from Qadsiah. He's going to be 3-man strong. VNC is barely alive. Someone with a sniper has to do something to mark up a kill, but it's going to be down 5-on-3.
Yeah.
Stallions may have just decided to take it towards A.
They got 0 nades, and I don't think they care.
Needless to say.
Oh, Lohi? Can he enter the window?
He's trying. MG has an angle. You gotta be careful. Gonna be jiggle peeking any moment soon. Silva has to turn his head around. He's gonna get swung by Loy. There's one. MG quick on 1, looking for the 2nd. The pot shot's not hitting. Is going to connect as a wall bang, and VNC has it all to do on a 1v3 and a dream. Not a lot of.
Crazy. Oh, we saw a screenshot of the 5-man nade.
We'll see it. A couple minutes once this round wraps up. Can't see up in windows though. Has a flash, has a smoke.
He is on health. He's on
Life 6. There's JJ finding the final bullet, and they are gonna somehow make the lead. It's gonna be 8-5, and getting a little bit frisky here for Qadsiah. Not for their liking.
for sure. Remember, this is the exact same Stallions that did beat Baishu Gaming in this map. And Qadsiah playing somewhat similarly. And that nade's not going to hit at all. That's a scary sight for Sova. 5 HEs right in front of his face. Stallions, though, they're playing... This is going to be hard to relate to, Bench. They're playing very Filipino New Mexico, for sure.
Oh, there's the nade stack. Replay coming through.
Ouch.
Ouch.
If that wasn't 5, I think Feifei would have not died.
I mean, Feifei wasn't fully deep inside and
Yeah.
didn't take full damages. But apparently having all of those being thrown his way isn't quite going to keep him alive for now. Door gets opened up and Stallions just need to find one more to be really comfortable. But still 8-5, Qadsiah needs to hold on to the tournament life and the map, of course.
Stallions, though, they keep it quiet this time. They're just sending JJ to investigate this entire B tunnel position. They're so confident on their mid-rounding that they're just willing to send a player to just clear the entirety of this top side.
Does get a little frisky. The setups are now out. Loi's even going to find the frag on towards Feifei. Sova in the bomb site. Not a lot he could do. Action versus 3 at this point. Loi goes down, but the spray down doesn't connect. Transfer not quite there for KLB. The refrag comes through. VNC taken out from the picture. It's down to the ends of MG, but the pistol does ring true. Takes down KLB. But once again, these duo superstars are going to have to fight MG. Such a close shot. 180, but it was 1 inch off. Literally millimeters off of Kano. And there's another round for Stallions for the map point.
Inches away from it, too. Jeez Louise. MG, you are on point, but sometimes even gods do bleed.
Kano's shirts, it's ripped off from the bullet flying by.
Sure. But I think that's the most Kano thing that you can expect, right? Him just crawling around the corner, but here comes the rest of Stallions. KLB, JJ, no, everybody a kill in this map, and that's going to be a 10-5 New Mexico going in the way of Team Stallions.
And there you have it. New Mexico, the first map in the series getting picked up by Qadsiah, is actually going to go towards the side of Team Stallions, of course. Could have been Qadsiah all the way through, but that blacklist side for Team Stallions, the mid-rounding, coming in hot and ready, is going to grant them more rounds. It's going to be 10-5.
Yeah, 10-5, and I think Qadsiah, their logic here for map number 1 is they're going to try to see if they can freeze that momentum for the side of Team Stallions to kind of just, you know, do something similar to what AG did in yesterday's games. But unfortunately, Team Stallions, they do also have their own moves when it comes to New Mexico. And at the same time, you know, I feel like New Mexico is probably the most perfect map when it comes to the playstyle of the side of Team Stallions. And of course, man, who else would it be to be the MVP? It is going to be no 1.50, 91.7 ADR, a bit low, but a 1 kill per round in this game and 1 first kill, 0.47 headshots per kill. Pretty high for today, that's for sure. He was rocking that HK for a bit, but no, still consistent.
I mean, it's even weird to say that 91.7 ADR is a bit low, specifically for this player, because give or take, I think the average ADR for the players in the entirety of this year's Grand Finals is around, I think, about 85, 90?
85, 90.
85, 90, and this guy's still above 90, so Kano, expecting him to do a bit more. Of course, he's already doing great, but even greater is what we were expecting, I guess, especially for you, Sneaky Frog, coming from the region as well. So, Stallions marking up a really, really good round, really, really good map, takes New Mexico back into their hands. That's going to be Sub-Base as map number 2, New Compound as map number 3, Black Widow, then the decider being Port. So going to be a pretty fun road ahead for us.
Yeah, for sure, man. Looking at these head-to-heads, I mean, the KLP was doing a number up against MG 6 and 2 in this game. I feel like, you know, KLP could go, you know, slightly farther up in this game. It was kind of actually Fei who was stopping No single-handedly, so instead of just facing him head-on, you kind of just throw 5 nades at him and see what's going to happen right after. So it's going to be very interesting to see what Team Stallions is going to do for map 2 and 3. Granted, that compound that has had its struggles, but at the same time, we are at the Stallions' home court. Sub-base advantage could be taken here.
Advantage could have been taken, but we're going to be taking a quick break to give the players a bit more energy and come back with map number 2. It's going to be Sub-base, Qadsiah versus Team Stallions. Welcome back to the show. This is going to be CFS 2025 Grand Finals, lower bracket semifinals between Team Stallions and Qadsiah. Whoever gets knocked out will go home. Whoever wins will proceed into the Grand Finals against All Gamers. As we have just finished map number 1 of New Mexico, and Stallions somehow, someway snatching it away from Qadsiah and having a strong blacklist side performance, was able to just about do it.
Yeah, and I feel like New Mexico, other than Black Widow, is definitely a map where Filipinos have a lot of experience on, especially Cebuano teams, man. I feel like time and time again, every time I have played or pubbed up against those pro teams from Cebu, they really do have a damn good New Mexico, and this was no different. I mean, Team Stallions on that blacklist side, you can see the struggle of Qadsiah trying to conceptualize this offense. They're like, what part of the map are they actually going to attack? We're getting pelted from one side, JJ's going to get the pick from the other. So it was just pure confusion from the side of Qadsiah. And they thought that they could have the advantage, considering they do have the strongest New Mexico going into the CFBL, but unfortunately, Stallions also have their experience on that map as well. But of course, we're going to go into map number 2, which is going to be sub-base. Granted that All Gamers did beat Stallions in this map. I'm still very confident that Stallions could definitely take this, but at the same time, Qadsiah now had the time to kind of study up this sub-base that Stallions has had the entire year. Even last year, Stallions, their form on this map was definitely unreal, so we're going to try to see if Qadsiah can kind of, counter the same way that All Gamers did in that prior series.
For sure, indeed. Now that having to drop New Mexico, having that new compound on map number 3 does feel a bit more reliability on the side of Qadsiah, so we'll have to wait and see. But sub-base, definitely Stallions, I would say, top-notch performance maps. But it was a map that was dropped yesterday against All Gamers, so let's see if they were able to go back to the drawing board and fix up these mistakes. It's going to be, of course, Kano up on the board. 22 trade kills, 10 first kills, and above 800 ADR on the side of Qadsiah. It's going to be Fefe with the ADR, VNC with the first kill, 11 of them too.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see. I mean, one of the main reasons why this sub-base for the side of Qadsiah is very, very strong is that rifler frontline. MG probably is going to have maybe slightly a good time in this map, considering he is more of a closer compared to an opener sniper, just like what we saw from the other teams like XQQ. But, the rest of the squad is able to take so much map control with barely any nades, so it's going to be pure contact from the side of Qadsiah for the first minute or so in this map, trying to get a semblance of control, maybe a pick-off to try and see if they can split the defense for the side of Team Stallions. But Team Stallions, they know their way around the sub-base map. They know that they can bail themselves out even in the 4v5s, even in the 3v5s. So Qadsiah is going to have to play extra careful. They're going to have to take care of those player leads.
They have to definitely take care of those player leads. The fans are cheering for Qadsiah. Carry us to the victory. An absolute legend. Of course, the legendary players of Brazilian region has come to the stage to really just get it going, but then New Mexico did slow them down for a bit. Hopefully that doesn't affect too much.
For sure.
Going into sub-base. For Stallions, they were definitely devastated by losing the sub-base, which eventually led to losing the series. So Tanks and the rest of the squad should have been and should have went back to the drawing board and really get the work in there. So going to be looking at a different turn of things for sub-base for Stallions as well, expecting a bit more timed and bit more planned executions, and see if that actually does translate and convert into the round scores.
Yeah, and it seems like if they did win that map number 1, this would have been a lot of a noisier stadium going into this lower bracket final, and it would have been AG actually playing it out in this one. Would have been an interesting lower final. If
Absolutely.
In all honesty, I would want to see how Alcad does play up against that All Gamer squad, but of course we are already here in this one. But of course it is going to be map number 2, sub-base, Stallions home, Alcad fighting back.
There you have it. Sub-base will be map number 2. Team Stallions versus Qadsiah. Machine Room was briefly shown, and it's going to be aggression down towards Machine. KLB and Kano taking a piece each. Action does find one, but KLB quickly takes out Silva down to 2v3. And as I say, that Action is the last one alive. So much damage has been done towards KLB, but 3 players to go through, and the nade is not going to help either. C4 gets recovered, but KLB in the corner secures the kill and a fast-paced aggression towards Machine, and they know they have the tempo of this map.
For sure, KLB trading out both of his entry fraggers have 4K at the start of the game. And we know damn well how good he can be with that HK 417. So momentum in the way of Team Stallions at the start of this one.
Not gonna give up Machine just yet. Alcat
Gonna fight for it.
walking right into one. But KLP does hold an angle, but the sniper does whiff. JJ has to hold it, gets one quick kill, looking for the second re-swings. That's gonna be Lloyd to find the drop. MG in action is gonna be able to find the PC. It's gonna be down to 3v2. As I say that, Silva from the backside in action as well with a headshot through nowhere. Both kills secured. Alcad quickly makes up for the loss there. It's gonna be tied at 1-1.
Yeah, Silva sliding through that B short position, and the rest of the attention from the side of Team Stallions was on that lockers. So they didn't realize there was a flank incoming from their side to another Machine skirmish in this one. BNC is going to get KLB. Loyal will try to bail himself out, and he does. They're just going to leave No in the corner.
Lloyd to take a bit of damage on the retreat there. The nade is going to take a bit of health away from Kano as well. Machine still is going to be aggressive. Fefe, how does he get these kills like that? A wallbang and then a headshot on towards Kano. Already on the defense, going to be down 3 players. JJ trying to make up for what he can. Gets one headshot through the walls with the swing from Fefe. So darn good. Does get one more before going down to the hands of KLP. Down to a 1v2. There's a bit of a Utos to work with, but the swing from MG will be good enough for the kill. Alcat is going to lead out 2-1, and the timeout proceeds. That's from the side of Team Stallions, and indeed, Tanks will pull the trigger.
Yeah, I think they were surprised that Team Stallions got red on that triple stack on that locker room push. The nade immediately on the right side box. So no, definitely surprised that Feifei knew that he was there the entire time. So Stallions got a bit too confident in round number 1. And it seems like Tanks has identified that Stallions is a bit disconnected in those round 2 and 3 rounds. So can try and see if he can kind of get them back together here.
Gotta get some of a composure back together, but at the same time, the timeout could be utilized by Alcat as well. They know the Stallions love to push Machine. They know Stallions want to get involved early on in the rounds. Could even expect a mid push. Could even expect a little bit of an early aggression over towards Nook and just players stepping out from the staircase. So these timeouts will be utilized both ways. Gotta wait and see how it unfolds. Still going to be 2-1 as Alcat quickly is going to find 2 rounds in a row. A pretty solid manner to definitely Fefe putting up most of the work there, of course.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a faster-paced Qadsiah in this sub-based map. I think all gamers did a really nice job of kind of matching the pace at the same time, kind of allowing that bit of map control to Stallions to kind of fall on into a very unfavorable position. So it is going to be KLP solo guarding this Machine room. Instead, the rest of the squad is now going to focus on that second mid position. And what I noticed as well for the side of Team Stallions is they've been kind of ignoring this event's position the entire time. So it hasn't been easy for them. So Feifei, it's a good read on Feifei as well. That he knew that Noah's in this corner.
M4 TDP are shredding players through the boxes. That's just insanity to watch.
They're just going to spam B.
Maybe they might run it towards B connector. Or potentially even towards vents, which is probably unlikely. They're going to walk in towards connector. I don't think KLP is ready for this one. JJ spotted while jumping. The sign has been given. JJ with the pop flash. Looking to swing this angle, but MG is going to be holding the corner. Loy and Kano does find the piece each. Kano takes a bit more on the cross. Gonna be down 3-4, but the hit point situation a bit less on the side of Stallions. KLB Gonna duck his head down. Silva's keep on testing the angle. Does dodge the bullets. The nades are flying in Silva's way now.
Yeah, I was actually surprised that Alcad pushed out of this B short position without any smoke right in front of Jail. So Stallions now playing double rotational here. Immediate reposition here from No.
I do like this position Kano's taking.
Oh, but does he know?
A little bit frisky, and the vents is going to be Silva. And the rest of Alcad, the two players of Action and MG, looking to get in towards middle. Silva not swinging just yet. Oh, if he...
Didn't see him.
He definitely did not see the barrel for sure. Kano, you have to hold it. Sound cue's not given just yet. Could be detrimental on the side of Silva if he doesn't peek in the right time. Kano does swing in time. 25 seconds remain and down a player. What is the plan here for the remainder two? Action with the pot shot, not gonna hit. Is going to cut the deal, and the last one alive is gonna be MG. Goes down to Kano, and we are tied at 2-2.
Yeah, it's getting a bit chaotic for the side of Qadsiah as well. I mean, as soon as the fight started, on that B side, you can see the immediate rotation here from No and from KLB to try and help their teammates in that B defense. So I really like this adjustment from the side of Team Stallions, in all honesty. Really don't want to commit too many members inside of the site. As soon as those... Yeah, I mean, I have no idea why they pushed that immediately. No smoke, no nothing. They were expecting the exact same positions from Team Stallions to be playing mostly lockers here.
Mostly lockers indeed. But losing that round, Alcad is going to be switching up their gears, switching up their tactics for a little bit and seeing where this one takes them towards. C4 will be looking towards Machine. The rest is somewhat spread out. Through the doors, wall bangs, not connecting on both ends.
Now, this is the Alcad default that I expected. As far back as possible, letting Stallions waste their smokes as much as possible. Not revealing too much information, and I wonder if Stallion's going to allow that greeting from Alcad, because they're already very familiar on how Qadsiah's sub-base actually works. You know, many Filipino teams actually take a lot of inspiration from this default, but it is a bit different when the team itself is the team you're going up against. There's going to be a smoke in towards second mid. However, it is going to be a bit of an investigation here for No, and he's going to realize no one is pushing from this wood side, so wouldn't be surprised if they take the opportunity, but have to be careful from MG, of course.
I mean, there's only a minute, and Stallions have to make the right guess here, and they're going to be shifting most of their players over towards mid, over towards B. Setups are now out. Here's the ghost side, KLP. Not hitting the first one, must be Kano. JJ on heaven has to hold it. Does get one in the C4, swings out. Dishes out the damage. It is going to be KLP to take the drop on towards Action as well. Going to be down 2 on 5. Lloyd with a good swing on the nade is going to be good to finish off Silva. Silva Zero goes down. MG goes down, and it seems all Stallions' way here, Sneaky.
There we go. And that is off of a timeout. One timeout here from Tanks, and I think Tanks just made sure that this team is not going to play too puggy in this map. There is a bit of a tendency to have a bit of a bias in towards Machine Room, but Qadsiah does also like to attack that B-short position as well.
Bit of a tank slap in the back of the head for the boys, and
like, hey, what are you doing?
Comes right back at it.
We're playing in the lower final.
That's what we call true parenting.
That's true. He is kind of a father figure.
As the boys are very, very young.
Yeah.
They look up to the coaches.
Quite disciplined too. Quite a disciplined team. They do get a bit, you know,
frisky from time to
frisky
time.
sometimes, even IRL. But you know, Tanks
even IRL.
Tanks will set them straight, for sure.
For sure, indeed. But now Stallions up around, just loving to play default, and this is the sub base that they were. This was the map that they were able to take down top teams like Baisha. And this seems to have brought back a bit of composure for the side of Stallions. But now, Alcad looking to force the issue down towards A. Gonna be fully sending it in a full rotation coming over towards A as well. Give it a Qadsiah and KLB with the sniper. It's going to be Kano to find the opening frag here. KLB juggling his position, not going to be able to find much of value here. Silva Zera finding a double kill. Kano swings down, and Silva with a 4K, I believe. Looking for the ace here. Don't take it away. Nades up and over. KLB on full health. Has to do something about it. Down to V1. Kano did it last time. Can he do it himself? Will be the true question. Cfesports now gets planted. Timer is now ticking against KLP. If Silva finds it, it's going to be an ace. MG at risk. The timing a little bit off there for both of these players. Still alive as KLP is going to be finding himself by the staircase.
Blind.
Fully blind. MG clicks him away. Alcad is able to turn the round around. It's going to be tied, I believe, 3-3.
Crazy that both of them missed.
Absolutely. I thought it was also close, and then comes down to him hiding by the nook and the flash just blinding him. Oh, the nade stack.
Everybody missed the lineup.
It's okay, only 2 nades have been spent for Alcad. Stallions pushed out from mid. Look at the position Loy is holding. Fefe does see him, but Loy does get the better of him.
He wasn't tap walking.
He wasn't tap walking. The sound cue has been given, and that's going to be detrimental for the Stallions and Alcad. Down a player, 4v5. What is their next course of action? They want to clear out towards mid. They want to clear out towards machine, but Stallions are now getting very risky. JJ, what are you thinking in your head? Is going to go out, sees action, holds on the trigger, hold the horses. Here he springs out. Huge double kill before going down. Damage has been done. MG versus the world, not gonna happen.
That is absolutely crazy. That they actually got that done. I mean, the immediate kill in towards Woods. At the same time, just pure timing from MG. Getting off of his spot at the wrong place at the wrong time. Catching Fefe, not tap walking at all. Nades are going to go through. No. Bit of hide and seek from No here. Silva going to be tagged up, but here comes AJ from the backside. He's going to try to get a finish, but the one tap on Fefe gives him a fresh fade.
Bit of a skill, a bit of a luck. Doesn't matter! Because this guy is going to decimate Qadsiah by himself. What is going on? JJ finds yet another frag, and MG once again left as a solo. Does recover the C4. Loy with the swing gets it done, and JJ, as we were just talking about him being a little bit quiet, just comes out loud on the stadium.
Jeez Louise. And No was actually the distraction the entire time, and that caused the rest of Alcad to kind of peek their heads over. And look at them, now it's a 4-man clear on towards Machine Room, wasting so many HEs at the start of the round. But at the same time, Alcad, they do want to go fast. And KLP, this is the angle that I was talking about. Hard to clear. Doesn't hit the toe, though.
Hard to clear, hard to hit. JJ swings once again!
JJ going crazy.
JJ just continuing to do the damage, do the numbers, is going to swing out once again! What kind of free transfer in the world is that? What is going on?
JJ, a man possessed, and that is the side change immediately for Team Stallions. And this is the sub-base that everybody's afraid of. Team Stallions waking up in map 1, but they are ascending in map number 2.
Insanity across the board here for Stallions, especially JJ. Finding these frags that are out of nowhere.
Ooh, you can see the confidence as well. Stallions is peeking these openings quite aggressively. Action gonna spot No, so that's gonna be a bit of action on the second floor. Lloyd not gonna spot him, dropping on the side. MG's gonna get JJ in return, so that's gonna free Stallions for now.
He gets 2 on 4 for now, and Kano does a bit more damage. Sees action, gets one before going down. 1 on 3, KLP, but he's getting boxed in. Fefe from behind is gonna be able to find the bullet in towards the head, gets the round. It'll be 6-4. Slowly but surely should be able to catch up to the caliber of Stallions, but I am just thrown away here, Sneaky. What JJ plays 3 rounds in a row.
Yeah, but at the same time, Stallions might want to slow down a bit here, because that can happen very quickly. We are now peeking these angles very recklessly on this side, and I have seen this kind of Stallions going into this one. They really need to take their sweet time and kind of calm down here. No more timeouts from Tanks. He spent it in the first half of the first half of this game in round number 3.
BNC getting pot shotted. Gonna return the favor for a little bit towards KLB. Takes him down. Smokes up and over, but Loy has made the cross. So is Kano. They're gonna give it a go. VNC has to respond, has to fall back. Not in time, gets tapped out, and Silva takes a bunch as well. Why is he challenging such angle? Jesus Christ, what is going on? Stallions have cleared out A, and the top of Heaven A as well. I mean, Silva didn't have to challenge continuously, just had to buy time, wait for the rotation. But that he did, but swinging out, it's gonna be action, and it's gonna be FA in action going down. MG once again versus 2. But the test here, not gonna happen. Crossing through the smoke isn't as is. Crossing wins, and he is gonna go down.
Jesus, Lloyd is challenging control room straight up.
I mean, Stallions don't want to give up any pace of the tempo here. As much as we scream and shout, slow down, guys, they're gonna give it a go, and they still somehow come out as a round win.
They're gonna keep it quick, for sure. I don't think they want to slow down anytime soon, but at the same time, Tanks just reminding this team, hey, we do have all the momentum right now. Qadsiah struggling to get back into the series. And they're gonna need to stomp him very hard, because the next map is not gonna be so easy for the side of Team Stallions. It could actually derail their momentum here. Going into new compound is not gonna be easy whatsoever.
Not gonna be easy whatsoever. As the timeout, still about 10-20 seconds remains on the clock. Should be over any moment soon, and almost a desperation time out here for Alcad.
For sure.
And let's see if that will do anything. A sign here. And Tanks is absolutely enjoying the spot he's in right now, so gotta wait and see how this one changes the tempo, changes the board of the game here. Because there is a bit of a turbulence in the way for Qadsiah. Has made it all the way up until this point in time of the tournament, but being met by Stallions, taking New Mexico, and then having a 7-4 scoreline into map number 2. I don't know if this one's gonna be long here, Sneaky.
Ooh, KLP, does he want to take down MG here?
He's trying.
Ooh, trying to see if he can get a pot shot on the cross, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Oh, the double sniper setup. And Noah's just jumping right between them. Like a playground.
He is very comfortable. I can say that. Here's the replay from JJ. Just insanity across the board. The pot shots, the one-tap headshot on the switch, and the wallbang headshot. What are we doing? Action goes down.
1-for-1?
In the meantime, 1-for-1. A being aggressive, VNC stuck in a corner.
Oh my god.
Cleared out quickly, too.
Loy is clearing everything.
Gonna be 3 versus 4 retake.
He's going.
Is he? He's going. And the going he does gets 1 before going down. Still, damage has been done. 3v2. 2-man retake. Not a lot of utils too. Isn't going to help. KLP just has to hold silo.
Oh, look at
from the backside. The GOAT! Spray down onto action. Gut for 1. Pistols out. Swings for the second kill. Hits all the shots. Kano, the Wonder Kid, he knows he's happy, he knows he can get the kills, and he also knows he can get the rounds.
Yeah, Loy also knew that he got away with murder in clearing that control room position, just straight up running into tight stairs. And this is the vibes gameplay that we are all expecting from the side of Team Stallions, and KLP also joining the party with that sniper. USP is out, KLB trying to get the tap in. Loy, JJ, gonna take everybody down, and it is only gonna be MG and Silva. Silva with no sniper this time.
I feel like I'm stuck in a meme here, Sneaky. Just tell me more about the stories of Stallions. They're gonna be putting themselves in a 4v2. The whiff from MG not going to connect as well. Silva quickly down and dusted. And the rounds too. This one is going all Stallions ways.
There we go. Seems like Stallions has gotten their form. Barely remembering the heartbreaker from yesterday, and it seems like Qadsiah feeling the brunt of it.
And you know what?
Sending it.
Stallions is not going to pump the brakes. They're going to fully send it down. Loi's already down there. Silva does get the quick scope on. Doesn't stop Stallions at all. They're challenging towards Machine. I hope the viewer observer showed us. KLB sees VNC up and over. Now challenging flashes too. Oh my god! How's KLB alive?
He's gonna reach out too.
Oh, he's 100% going to reach out. Going to be down to a 3v5 VNC. Bit of a risk here. Still takes the risk and is going to be bonked out from the lobby. Already down 3-on-3. KLB knows what he's doing. Flashes on the left side. Sees the player on the swing. Silva down. Silva goes. What is going on? And KMG gets traded by Kano.
It's over.
From a 5v3 to 2v1. Stallions looking to close this one out. Kano just has to hold this angle. Wait for the push from the backside.
He sees him.
They didn't see him. And the shots from KLB rings true. Stallions absolutely dominating over Qadsiah. A map number 2 sub-base as well.
There it is, Team Stallions netting a map number 2 win in dominating fashion. We talk about sub-base. We talk about Stallions, 16 kills for Kano, but at the same time, we can't ignore JJ's performance, KLB's performance. I feel like every single member of the side of Team Stallions actually did super well. Loi even having his entries work on the A side time and time again. I mean, MG tried to bring it back, Action tried to bring it back, Silva tried to bring it back, but it seems like Qadsiah was forced into a shell, was forced to turtle in this sub-base map, and you can just see Team Stallions hitting them all over the place here.
Of course, it's going to be no one else but the Sky. Kano, the Wonder Kid, is going to take the MVP once again. I mean, could have been JJ's, give or take, those 3 rounds in a row where JJ had all the wallbangs land on the heads and somehow getting away with 3K, 4K still alive. So, at the end of the day, it's going to be Kano to take the MVP. Well, deserved for sure, but that sub-base here, Sneaky, it was one hell of a ride for Team Stallions there. Thought could be a little bit frisky towards the earlier rounds, but once they picked up tempo, they just went full pedal to the floor and just went right through the defense, went right through like a hot knife through butter, and the 1v1s here, all Stallions ways.
Yeah, and I'm taking a look at the ratios in towards Kano. I mean, 3-2, 4-1, 5-4, 3-1, 1-1, winning every single one. I mean, VNC, he was kind of equal with this one, but then you take a look at JJ. I mean, VNC got absolutely wrecked by him. So Team Stallions, oh my god, they can carry momentum so well, even in between the halves. And it seems like they kind of figured out this Qadsiah squad, at least for now, when it comes to the sub-base map. However, I am a bit worried for map number 3, but with all this confidence congregating on the side of Team Stallions, I mean, if you're a Stallions fan, you could not be more happier.
The issue now is that, sure, the momentum could be built up. Sorry to kill your vibes here.
Yes.
New compound was the roadblock.
For sure.
For Team Stallions against all gamers. So, for that nightmare to not recall itself on here today, Tanks probably went back to the drawing board, wake them from the bad dreams. New compound could be ours. Just play with composure, play the tactics. So we can just wait and see what happens in map number 3. New compound underway any moment soon. But guys, we're gonna be taking a quick short break and come back with map number 3. Welcome back, CFS 2025 Grand Finals, lower brackets underway, and right now it's all Stallions' way here, 2-0. New Mexico ran over, and the second map of Subbase ran over as well. This is Ben, joined by me as Sneaky Frog, and we are looking to get into map number 3 of New Compound any moment soon. But any expectations here, Sneaky?
Any expectations? I expect that Stallions will have a slightly harder time going into New Compound. Of course, we gotta keep it humble for the boys back home. And it seems like, yeah, it has been not the best luck for the side of Team Stallions when it comes to New Compound. They've struggled in defending. They've been getting baited time and time again. But, I mean, you went up against All Gamers, one of the best New Compound teams in the world, of course. So I think they're gonna learn a thing or two about how to defend in this map, and especially how to attack in this map as well. I feel like one of the main things that has been wrong for the side of Team Stallions in the map of Compound is they kind of use skirmishes a bit too much here, especially considering that they throw the 4 LB push time and time again, and they're going to run it back in going into that next round, not expecting that the enemy team will adapt to them, but unfortunately they adapt again and again. So Team Stallions are going to have to apply a different kind of pressure in this game, and that is withholding information, not going too far forward, and just trying to see if they can play sites themselves.
Definitely New Compound is one of those maps where you have to play slow and methodical, and you basically giving that 4-man push in towards double pillars, having that triple push in towards A, maybe having a bit of frisky throws in the middle. Sometimes it may work out, but most of the times it doesn't. The stats out here, for sure, not the most favorite maps for both of these teams in the recent days, but Old Compound was definitely favored by Vasco Esports, of course, the old name for the sign of Qadsiah.
Yep, and yeah, I think despite the limited experience for the side of Alcad in this map, I still would expect them to hit just as hard, but it is going to be heavily reliant on Kano to try and see if he can get these 24 trade kills like he did in this game, because someone has to be the sacrificial lamb of this team, and it is most likely going to be Loy, and if Loy cannot get any entries going, it's going to have to be the other rifler stepping up to the plate, KLB, and no, big responsibility for them, but at the same time, KLP needs to step up to the plate. He needs to immediately cancel MG's spot. But knowing MG, he's going to be playing as far back as possible, being the responsible one, being the closer for this Qadsiah squad. So, going to have to be a bit of a change-up in terms of pace, and it's going to have to be a change-up in terms of mindset here for New Compound.
I just love how the triple change finished them for Team Stallions. The fans know what's up. But for Qadsiah, they have to make it home with a trophy. They want to be in the Grand Finals. They want to have a chance to take down All Gamers. A lot of stakes are on the line, not only for Stallions, but Qadsiah as well. Everything could be there and could be gone.
For sure. Momentum in the way of Team Stallions, but of course Qadsiah not to be a team to be trifled with here. You have to remember, this is the exact same team that did take out their demons from last year, which is going to be Evolution Power. And Evolution Power, you know, despite the First's performance from yesterday's games not really going in his favor, the rest of the team was also kind of ramping up in this one. I mean, Zay was playing amazingly. YH was playing amazingly. You know, XQQ, when First was kind of struggling, he stepped up to the plate. So it's going to be very interesting to see what is going to happen in map number 3.
New Compound underway. Qadsiah versus Team Stallions are already dropping 2 maps. To Stallions, Qadsiah needs to get this one back, and the slow and methodical play of the Brazilian squad might just come in handy this point in time. Stallions are going to pump the brakes a little bit, play a little bit slow, but doesn't stop them from trying to gain the momentum, looking to go towards A. KLP is holding an angle, gonna hit the first one indeed. Does put the brake on the side of Qadsiah.
And of course, KLP is going to repeat. Ooh, almost catches action. Action now stuck on the right side on that long position. And Silva is going to get Loy on the other side of the map. They're going to try to push the issue. KLP will somehow get Silva in B site.
Some way, somehow, down 2 players is going to be Qadsiah. Stallions only going to suffer from the loss of Loy. Looking to swing towards mid, it seems. They're going to make a full rotation over towards global risk spawn. Being overwatched by Kano briefly. Swung out, took a little bit of damage. The crossfire set from KLB might just do the dirty work, but it's going to be Kano to find a huge double kill. Gets the job done. There is going to be MG as the last survivor. Getting pushed by KLB. Pistols out the first whip. It's going to be the duel of the gloves. And it's going to be a bunch of damage towards KLB. The timing a little bit off for him. Down he goes. And now Kano testing MG. The shots are going to ring true on the head. Gets the job done. Stallions making one wave here.
That was anything but standard from the side of Stallions, right? I mean, KLP catching that first frag in towards long. You expect every single member to back off here.
Every single member indeed.
But no, they actually pushed on forward. I mean, even KLB on the other side of the map, despite Silva getting Loy off of his position, he still moved forward in order to get that frag.
For a little bit. Once again, the replay here from Kano. Just tapping players away in mid. And the pistol too, just how fast and rapidly he could click is absolutely insane. Qadsiah situated towards spawn here. Kano looking to greet VNC, does find a bit of damage.
KLB's here.
That's a C4 down too. Oh
my
How's
God.
Kano alive?
No is playing like an absolute roach in this game. He's just swinging back and forth in between cover.
In between cover indeed, and Silva last one alive. He gets taken down by Kano. 2 kills, blink of an eye, quick and easy too.
That's going to cause a timeout from Al-Kad. 6-0 from No.
Seems like the game against all gamers has taught Stallions on how to roll on this map.
Yeah, just wait for them to push you and then fight it from that spot. Oy, oy, oy. Team Stallions, though, doing a hell of a job on the first half of this game. 2-0 already from the side that they struggled the most in the side of New Compound. And it seems like the more defaulty kind of play is allowing them to fight in more favorable situations, just like Curve. Instead of playing straight up mid, instead of playing straight up pillars, seems like they learned a thing or two up against this all-gamer squad. And at the same time, they're still not removing the kind of bite that we know Team Stallions for. They're still fighting tooth and nail for these positions. They simply just don't let it go. They will net no, you know, bob and weave in between multiple players here and try and see if he can delay the push as much as possible for the rest of the Stallion squad to be in position to trade him as well. And I like what I'm seeing from the side of Team Stallions. Great adjustments coming in from their side.
Just great adjustments time after time. How Tank's able to find so much success with the boys, that's just unbelievable to me. But he does it still time after time. Qadsiah, timeout they have called, will be over. As we're looking at a 2-0 scoreline, Stallions on the lead, looking for their third, but Qadsiah looking to make up a board, looking to make up a number on the board as well themselves. Quick aggression seemingly cooking up here. The angle KLB's holding, very cheeky, but could be very detrimental at the same time. Gonna give it up for now, briefly. Could be double swung. Oh no, triple
I don't like that.
may even happen for the side of Qadsiah. KLB, I don't know if you want to be in this exact spot. One too many players could swing in his angle. First shot does hit. How is he getting away?
How is he out?
He got away with murder.
How's he out?
Not a convict. What is going on?
Golden headshot with a TRG. Madness first and foremost, and he got out with barely any damage on him.
I mean, KLB still holding this exact angle. Pistols out. Silva getting tested. Goes down.
No freaking way. KLB is getting away with so much stuff that he should not get away with. And No is in the B side. I mean, Qadsiah now having to relocate in this one.
Where's the USP police? Qadsiah definitely needs one.
Wait, JJ, chill. Chill, brother.
It's on the other side of the smoke. Two players are looking at him. Here comes JJ, getting a clean double kill. An easier said than done. Third kill continues to connect for JJ. Round as well. 3-0, and Qadsiah is mightily struggling to put out anything here.
Now Qadsiah, despite the timeout, it seems like they still cannot stop the dynamic play of the side of Stallions.
Fire spreading.
The fire spreading, man. They need the blankets.
Water, blankets, extinguisher, whatever. You need something, because you don't want to put Stallions on the roll here.
Jeez Louise.
Look at the positioning too. KL being out in the open once again with the support of Loy. Qadsiah might just run into trouble once again. Weird to say this. They're gonna give it a go. Spot it, but Loy's still holding an angle. Has to be careful.
He's alive. They can chill in sight now.
I mean, they surely can. We've seen the failures from Stallions was them trying to contest double pillars time after time, which shouldn't be forced. I mean, it's less forced this time around. It's not all gamers on double pillars. Nades up and over Loy. Takes a bit of damage.
He's still here.
Why is Loy still here? He should be falling back, but since he's still alive, still holds on to 85 hit points.
Oh my god.
Another shot.
He's dead to
fired.
FG.
Unless. Keyword here, unless. Silva doesn't see him unless. Loy makes it on the other side of the windows. How is Stallion getting away with so much missteps? Should have punished him. Now, the issue here now is Sneaky is that these missteps not being punished create so much space for Stallions that it's become so beneficial for Loy to control P by himself. And the rest of Qadsiah looking to make the rotation over towards mid, it seems. Oh, it's going to be a big split being cooked up here, but Kano's getting risky here. Gets one before going down. Mightily be enough. KL being bomb safe for one as well. Sees two more players. Looking for a couple more frags. Not going to happen, but KLP comes in all with the pistol of his own. And the last kill with the sniper will deliver the job.
My god, they're just sending it. They are just sending it on every single angle. And it's working out. The Essence Stallions stands for sending it, my friend. They are not even flashing, no nothing. This is just pure trade games from the side of Team Stallions. No, and JJ double nade in mid. Doesn't care if there's a sniper watching.
They don't care. They're going to try peek into the angles. They're going to just play contact, and that's out of pure confidence.
Oh,
Look at JJ.
Look at this, bro.
No one just gets a kill. Okay, looking for the second. It is going to be traded out pretty quickly. And JJ has pushed all the way in towards the bomb site. MG could be caught off guard here. JJ versus the world. The C4 is going to rotate over towards B. JJ off timing. Gonna go down. KLP contested, does get one. The process, but Silva's waiting. The spray down is going to connect, and Qadsiah finally puts out a number up on the board.
There it is. We having too much fun. They're having too much fun in this map, and seems like Fei and the boys are going to be taking a pause to that, but an interesting strategy from the side of Qadsiah to go into the A site, into Z, into spawn room, and into B.
Interesting, sure. Worthy, I don't know.
Spacing was pretty good from the side of Alcad, but going to be one of those strats that is going to be hard to pull off. Look at Stallions, they really want to test this long A position, but they're going to take a look at that last round. Fei running on through, and I feel like the important kill here was taking out No, and also taking out that curved player, so that is going to force Stallions to start and check some of these spots. Back to live feed though, it is going to be No. Spotting some of the members, and they're just going to give spawn room. I'm not a fan of this one.
Could get a little frisky, but KLB has an angle. Wallbangs one. Fefe and VNC jumps into the bomb site. That is servers being taken just like that. Loy has to get this kill, and Silva gets the better of Loy. And there is going to be an opening frag connecting time after time towards Qadsiah. Down 3 players. JJ and KLP has it all to do. Tanks instantly pulling the timeout.
Yeah, I'm really not a fan of just giving curve control. And I think Stallions was actually expecting more of a spawn room push from the side of Qadsiah. But unfortunately, that wasn't the way to go for them. And the double storage positioning. Granted that KLB did get that first tag on Feifei, but no one playing that side position isn't really what you want as the defenders. But no, KLB will get Loy if they get this round somehow. Swear to God.
I mean, there's not enough time.
Ooh.
Surely got the kills, got the frags for the stats, but the round does go towards the side of Qadsiah. And it just comes to show how frisky JJ could be. Sometimes he does go down in the process of pushing Aloe to wide, but he continues to click heads after heads. Just like that 2 last round, was able to find the double frag, and Tanks, I believe, calling this timeout to address the issue of that spawn area not being properly guarded, mid essentially open. And now, the way Qadsiah is playing, it's not bring much of a value on the table for the 2-player taking control towards double pillars, so might as well just back out and hold mid, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like leaving Curve out in the open isn't really the way to go for New Compound, considering like 80 or 70% of the strategies is going to come from that spot. But Stallions is actually sacrificing some map control for the sake of like a bigger prize, which will work. But once that Qadsiah is going to be doing more defaults here, like, you know, one person in on towards entrance A, one person in towards the curve position, and they just hold temporarily. It's going to be a bit more dangerous, especially when it comes to that second half. Ugh.
Dangerous is the name she wrote. And for Stallions, it's going to be winning it all out. They've made it to that series score of 2-0, looking to find map number 3 as well. Qadsiah, as long as they can secure New Compound, they have Black Widow coming up, they have Port coming up. This is comebackable.
There we go. That's more standard.
Having a bit of a mid control being somewhat gained, but KLP decides to back away. Here's the replay. Silva. Boy had all the rights to himself to get the frag, but Silva just was a bit better on the aiming on the exit.
Like how I said, man, I'm not really a fan of B-side defenses that have no one on the bottom side. Loy not checked in his spot. Double spray action. Will not even get to breathe on the site. And the drop gun as well. I see you, Loy. MG.
And it's the MG special we've been talking time after time. Granted, I believe it's like the 4th time we said it. MG special, not gonna be delivered. It's gonna be Stallions to find their 5th here, 5-on-2 for the rounds here, and Stallions absolutely about to crush Qadsiah of their dreams here of staying alive.
Yeah, and 4 kills for Loy. Now it's just off pure timing, and this is one of the patented strategies for the side of Team Stallions. CP control immediately there. KLP 1-for-1 so far. There's pressure all over the place. MG trying to get the thin angle, but he gets taken down. But no, it was actually action. 3 versus 3, and they're going to keep fighting KLP. We'll get MG. And pre-fires all over the place, so it's a KL brothers. Last 2 left alive. Look at this mini-map.
BNC out in the open is going to be able to find himself situated by the A connector. Has the C4, has to wait for his teammate to go sell the flank. Fefe has to...
They're going to retake it.
Back right. KLB sees him, but Fefe finds the better of him. KLB instantly on the chase, but that does buy the room for BNC. Doesn't matter. Fefe clears them out. 2 kills and a round granted.
Oh my God, Stallions, please don't go for a 4-man mid push.
4-man mid push.
Anything but that. Anything but that.
You reckon it's gonna happen?
Anything but that, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I know you boys. No.
You hella called out of this one.
He's like, no. We're not gonna do that. No.
All right, there's the reset. Play with composure. Play time. Play methodical. Play slow has been the names for the rounds 1 on the map of New Compound. So pop flash up and over. KLP does tag Fefe. So that's be the round here. The nade does miss.
I think he did a box, I think, on the way out, so wasn't a full kill. Or it was a leg.
I feel like based on the hit point situation, I think it's a leg shot being delivered by KLP.
It's the quietest this map has ever been.
Last round to the first half here. Composure finally builds in, kicks in for the squads. Or the teams.
For
Qadsiah
long.
and Stallions. 4 long. I'll make that 5 soon. Silva looking on the rotation as well.
No.
They're going to fall back out towards middle.
I feel like they're going to go for a, you know, somewhat of a fake in B side and going to try to see if they can go for maybe a 4-run push. Maybe 4 mid and MG's going to try to swing from long to try and get KLP off of it.
Maybe. I don't want to say this, but
push.
Still playing with sweet time. 50 seconds on the clock, and finally Qadsiah makes a move in towards mid. Potentially swinging through spawn. I think KLV's driven away from his spot. The nades are going to find a bit of value, but it is going to be an A hit. Kano has to be ready. He does find the first frag as an opener, looking for the second, trying to repeat in towards action. Not going to happen. VNC Silva action finding a piece each, clears out the entirety of a bomb site.
Yep. KLP not going to find anything on that second floor, so it is going to be down to the last 2 members. MG a bit far from his teammates, and it's just going to be the rest of Qadsiah making the resounding comeback in the first half. And Team Stallion seems like overconfidence has kind of punished them here, but at the same time, Blacklist could be more of the distance on their side.
I mean, you definitely don't want to give up the rounds. That could have been yours easily. This couple aggression came to bite back them in the end.
A couple bad holds as well.
Still beneficial first half for Stallions, 5-4. Qadsiah
Jeez.
looking to make some comeback here.
I guess the AI loves the homies, man.
Your homies.
75-25.
Not my homies. I'm kidding. Good friends with Hanks. Good friends with the boys. Had a good conversation with them. So was Qadsiah. Ever after casting games, had a chance to interview them as well. So cheering for both of them essentially, but Qadsiah, hopefully they can find a map or two to take us into port, because I want to see how that one rolls out. Chances slim, but still there.
For sure. I feel like Black Widow is a bit more where my confidence lies here for the side of Team Stallions.
Even before talking about Black Widow, we have to worry about how this map number 3 of New Compound. Will it still be Stallions, or will it be taken by Qadsiah, which I want to see. But Loy, sneak through, has made himself situated just outside of spawn. The moment he swings will be gridded by Fefe. Loy and KLB will find the piece. I don't know if I like that swing here, Sneaky.
Oh my, well, KLP? Looking like a kangaroo in that second, man. MG will get taken down 1-for-1. Silva gonna get spotted in that B site. Jeez Louise, nades are gonna go through. And I think they roughly know where Silva is. KLB is gonna peek him. USB not gonna work out in his favor. Need to chill.
Idea of where Silva is at. JJ trying to step over. Silva going for the switching of the weapon. Off timing. Kano punishes that from happening. 6-4. The Stallions, as dedicated they are, will push Qadsiah to the edge here. Bit by bit, inch by inch.
Crazy entry though by KLP. He just hopped into Z and hopped out of Z and hopped in someone's face.
There's the footprint you can see.
Jeez.
Quite literally too, isn't it?
The power of the USP cannot be underestimated.
Silva, I believe that was a wallbang too, on towards KLP, but JJ Kano with a quick opening towards double pillars, or might, it just might do justice towards B here, but they're gonna go for the reset and send it over towards mid and A. So you can tell they have went back to the drawing board.
Someone has to make a play here for the side of Qadsiah. Someone has to get anything. At least
it's gotta be
KLP
MG, it's gotta be Action, it's gotta be VNC, any one of these guys, any one of these players to pull off a 1v3 play.
Well, it's not going to be MG, and that's for sure. He's going to be sitting in B site this entire time.
That's
double
be a 2-man hold towards middle. Don't know. Action gets tagged up on the cross, has to fall back, and that does I don't know about B-side. I mean, Stallions do have a bit more time. Minute 10. They can always go for the reset, but they're going to look to clears out towards double pillars, in towards B, it seems. MG, though, could come in huge and handy. And as handy he is, there is 1 out of 5.
That is not the spot to push, that's for sure.
VNC looking to hold in towards A servers. As the C4 and a bit more players do rotate in towards A, it's going to be him to hold on the aggression.
Oh, action's going to go down. Curve position has been taken. VNC going to have to go huge. Are they going to check this?
Bit of a worrisome position here for VNC. Springs out, gets 1, make that 2. Quickly trade up, but MG down very low in a 1v1. Has all the utils, but 2 HP. Essentially him falling down on the second floor may just do the work. MG found himself in heaven, looking to jump out, but he hits the paw shot! Quick scope lands, KLB goes down, and Qadsiah, from what could have been a disaster, is going to be able to make up around 6-5.
That is frustrating. The obvious play is right there, right? For KLB, you plant it for long, you go long, man's on 1 HP. Yikes, yikes, yikes.
That's the MG special we've been talking about time after time.
Too much confidence. Confidence can kill you sometimes, and that was one of those times. KLB gonna eat a TRG shot to the face, and here comes action.
JJ?
Oh, wait. Oh, wait. What? Confidence can kill you. Yeah, confidence can kill you, definitely, man. And it seems like 4 confident players are already down. JJ, KLB, VNC, and Action. Silva's gonna get tagged up, pieced up on that A site.
Ooh. Getting a little frisky here, isn't it? C4 on the rotation. MG might have an angle. MG just might have an angle. No, the timing, 1 second a little too late, but now they're going on the big flank here.
He's open.
Stallions are going to try to get on towards B, but they're taking their sweet time clearing out the corners. They are in.
KLB clearing nothing, bro. Oh my god.
Silva does get the drop on towards Lloyd. That is an opening indeed. Going to be down 3v2. C4 planted point in the open. Fefe does look towards KLB. Kano, the Wonder Kid. Another homework up ahead of him in the form of 1v3. Oh, there's one, but Fefe quickly clears him off the boarding. Qadsiah, they're going to tie this one up. Once again, 6-6.
Yep, communication breaking down on the side of Stallions. At the same time, bro, you gotta trust your teammate to hold entrance B.
Now the issue lies on the fact that Tanks can't call the timeout anymore.
He can't. Both of their timeouts are already spent, so it's down to those freeze times to kind of just talk to him. I have no idea why KLB is still holding that entrance B location, knowing that No was already holding that spot.
Crouch peek for days.
Jeez Louise. They're gonna need like a wild highlight play to get them back to locked in this game for sure.
Round number 13, as we are tied. Whoever takes this round, I feel like the momentum is gonna be granted to the side of the winner of this round. Usually, as it reaches towards the latter part of the map, whoever breaks the tie does gain a bit of momentum. And Stallions will know that too. They don't want to give it away just yet. Playing with composure, playing time, playing very, very slow. Controlling out towards middle is going to be Team Stallions.
Yeah, it is only the start of the default though, so yeah, you're going to get mid control, but where are you going to go right after it? So they're going to be stuck in mid temporarily.
And being stuck, they're going to lose a bit more health. Speaking of losing a bit more health, is going to Fefe. JJ, how's he finding these headshots from downtown?
He's still fighting B.
How's JJ just getting away with these kills? Lloyd's going to find the drop one towards action towards middle. And that will be B bomb site fully taken.
Oh, Lloyd just missed the entire clip of his USB.
No, that's Mags.
Good thing I got that, my lord. It's a Mag.
VNC and MG. The last two remainders. KLB in a frisky spawn by the corners. MG, the last one alive, takes a beat down. Do we have an MG special for this one, Sneaky?
Yeah, for B site. I don't know. KLB's going to finish it off, but honestly, I don't think they can repeat that kind of round. It's a bit of a lucky break from their side.
I mean, JJ entirely destroyed the double pillars by himself, got the double kill, and actually tried to do something about it. Goes down to Loy, and
yeah, but Silva, man, you gotta back up, bro. You gotta back up after that first kill. I mean, as soon as the first layer of the B defense is down, you just back off immediately here. Double nade, though. They fake it to get spotted immediately. JJ really trying to win this. KLB and Loy. MG, VNC action. Why are they moving forward, man?
now Silva knows. Silva is stuck in a corner, stuck in a wall, trying his best to hold it down. Not gonna happen as Loy takes him out. And needless to say, do we have Stallions pushing really Qadsiah to the plank here?
I have no idea what Qadsiah is doing. There's MG's pushed in mid, Action's pushed in CB. It seems like they're trying to make some skirmish plays happen here. On the 6, ever since the scoreline hit 6 and 6, but now is not the time to do so, man.
There's a bit more composure now, but you've given away 2 rounds in a row. 8 to 6 as well on the verge.
Oh, they don't know JJ.
JJ off the timing for a little bit.
Youch.
He's up and over.
They're out of HEs.
They're absolutely out of fragmentation. They have no utils. JJ's gonna send it with a pistol. How's he not dead?
Oh, Feifei backed off.
Ooh.
Rough.
Bit of a rough turn of things for Kano. Still 4-man strong. But Qadsiah, this is their proper chance to make up some rounds, go for the tie once again, or even go for the map point, because they'll need every single bits of pieces of rounds to push them forward.
I like the call out though on that B site. Oh, but KLB, how does he get VNC? Catches him on the cross on towards entrance A. 4-man.
Action didn't have an angle on KLP.
Yeah, it was through the window, I think.
Oh
Action! My God! Kael Pegaro.
Quick scope, down he goes, and how's KLP chasing MG? What is going on?
He's pugging it.
Qadsiah mightily struggling to the puck style that Stallions bring up the boards down to the ends of Silva and Fefe. 2v4 and a Dream C4 is now planted. The timer starts to tick away against Qadsiah. Silva picks in towards KLP. Down he goes quickly. Fefe, not a lot of air left in him, goes down as well. And what do we have here, Sneaky? A 9-6 scoreline where Stallions has found the series point.
Jesus, KLP with a 3-piece, 4-piece of a lifetime. The individual stepping up to the plate. And it seems like Stallions kind of mind-controlled Qadsiah to move on forward in new compound. And here comes another forward push. 4-man nades, and JJ's just gonna take all of it. Action on the right side. Loy is gonna get that kill, but Loy will make his presence known on that catwalk B position. They still know that MG is on that A site, but instead they are gonna be targeting B. Action gonna be on low HP. Retreat from storage B. Action's gonna get taken down. Silva is dinked. Silva's on low HP.
Silva dinged. He has to fall back, wait for the rotation, but Stallions able to make their foothold in towards the B bomb site. Gets the C4 planted as well. 2v2, and a Dream Qadsiah has to make up for the rounds lost here.
They're gonna
This is it. This is the end game. They have to force the issue for a retake. Joining up with Silva is going to be MG. Over towards double pillars, they're gonna give it a go, but KLB is gonna be holding the angle over towards the other side of the smoke. They're gonna make the cross. KLB sees the head of Silva. MG does get the 1. Loy versus 2. He gets 1. Looking for the final frag of the round, and the day is gonna be Loy getting a double kill out of this one, and it's gonna be Stallions shutting down Qadsiah in the lower brackets.
And just like that, we have a 3-0 here in the lower bracket final. Team Stallions, they say yesterday was a fluke. We are back. And really, man, they played so well. It was incredible. I was watching with reflections, rather. Even in map 1, we were like, I think this is a 3-0. Like, they were just playing so fast, so confidently. They were having so much fun. And also the fact, I think, that they were crushing Qadsiah on New Mexico. That was also a really good sign. And unfortunately for Qadsiah, you know, maybe they prepared too much for Evolution Power. I'm not sure. Like, they were able to finally take down Evolution Power, but now they're met with another giant roadblock in front of them. And we were saying for a long time that Team Stallions, form-wise, looking like one of the best teams here at the tournament. And I think they proved it big time here with this victory. 1.6 KD here on New Compound for Kano. A very obvious, I think, MVP across the board. He was putting up incredible numbers. He was getting big clutches. Like, it was the best of Kano. I think that we've seen even this whole tournament with how well he was dominating today.
Yeah, we got so many forms of Kano. We got group stage Kano, we got sickness Kano. Now we have finals Kano here. 3 set MVPs in a row. And this is probably, you know, one of the best performances, especially when it comes to the mounting pressure in the arena from one of the youngest players in the arena as well. It's just absolutely insane, the form that Stallions has had. And I was even surprised on how well that they were doing in this new compound map, because just like how I said, the map doesn't really match their style of play, but then they kind of just brute forced it on Qadsiah, and it kind of forced Qadsiah to start playing the way of Stallions. And it seems like by the tail end of it, I mean, Qadsiah was kind of just scratching their heads. They're like, oh, we can't play the Stallion style, that's for sure, but it was already a little bit too late.
Definitely, as a well-deserved MVP by Kano, but at the same time, the entirety of Team Stallions just being able to put up themselves to the plate here. So many moments from JJ, the wall bangs just connecting, and KLP picking the pace back up. Everyone else as well, KLB having a bit of his moment too, and of course, the rest of the squad, even Tanks as well, pulling the timeouts in the right time, the right moment, just being able to clutch it. The clutch timeout comes through, and
great performance from
Great
Tanks.
performance, absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think it was certainly a team effort. You know, jokes aside, I think everybody really had their part to play today, and that's generally what happens when you see such a dominant victory, like such a one-sided victory, which we have had a lot throughout this tournament, but to be honest, I think this was the most one-sided best-of-5 we have had. We've had a lot of them.
Our predictions ring true.
Yeah, well,
3-2. No, you saw it on the... Go back to the VODs. I said 3-0.
Technically, but also, you know, in writing you had 3-0, so, you know, maybe we'll have to give it to him this time. But yeah, the 3-0s were correct, and just predicting Stallions to reclaim that form and come up big and not really worry about, you know, momentum and falling to AG and all these other little factors we were talking about. I was even saying before, like, I think Qadsiah have an angle here because they have, you know, so much momentum, taken down EP, they've made it through that roadblock, they should be very confident, but we didn't really see any of that at all tonight, and really right from the get-go, especially once New Mexico went so heavily in favor of Stallions, I think Qadsiah, you know, they never had that bounce back. We never saw them, you know, say, okay, we lost map 1, but we're going to bounce back. Like we've seen from a lot of our teams here when they lose map 1. Even Stallions against AG, they got crushed on their sub base, but then they won 2 maps in a row. We didn't see anything like that from Qadsiah. Unfortunately, they just kind of folded like a house of cards. And we know they're better than what they showed tonight, but you know, we didn't really get to see all too much in this best-of-5 up against Team Stallions, who were obviously the much better team. So now we're going to have the Philippines team in the final of the Grand Finals, as we do have our handshake here. See a lot of disappointed faces on the side of Qadsiah. I'm sure they know that, you know, they beat EP, but this isn't exactly how far they wanted to go. They wanted to go back to the finals once again, but it wasn't meant to be this time. Like I said before, I think Team Stallions were just the better team here at this tournament throughout all of it. So they reclaimed that spot at the finals up against AG. They're going to attempt to get their revenge after losing to AG just yesterday. So a 2-day gap in between their 2 best-of-5s, and hopefully Stallions can bring that same kind of attitude and that same kind of confidence, which just seemed perfect tonight.
Yeah, and it is not actually too far from the ordinary, right, from the side of Team Stallions. I mean, one of the few teams that actually took AG to all 5 maps in the entirety of this playoff. So I feel like the possibilities are endless still for the side of Team Stallions. And you can see some of the other players who kind of struggled from yesterday's games now starting to ramp up in this series. I mean, you see a great performance from JJ, a great performance from KLP, who's hitting some entry shots with the sniper as well. You know, Loy kind of took a bit of a downturn in this series, but hey, someone had to be the sacrificial lamb, someone had to be the entry fragger, but he did have his moments in that sub-base map. And KLB, my god, a monster with the HK417 and the sniper as well. I mean, in terms of form, you're right. I mean, Stallions is definitely one of the best teams, if not the second best team in the tournament, just from pure form. And yeah, it's very astounding to see, especially it's been a while since we have seen, you know, a Filipino team make it to playoffs, and then it's been a while since we've seen a Filipino team even make it to the finals of a tournament. So definitely, you know, being a minor region, this is going to be so big for us.
Well, maybe not our minor region for too long. We'll have to wait and see.
I mean, now, because Stallions are in the grand finals, you're safe to say Philippines may be the second best region for now. Just waiting on the actual grand finals. And if they actually do take the trophy, then also the pressure from having the torch being passed down from 2018, this is the actual chance for Philippines to rise to the top. How do you think the pressure will fold on Team Stallions? It's now a bit harder than having to play against all gamers in the upper brackets finals. Now it's the real grand finals where trophy is on the line.
Yeah, I feel like the pressure is going to be definitely unreal for the boys, right? I mean, you have a whole arena kind of cheering against you, and you're going to have to be, you know, playing through the, you know, the entire energy of the arena. And at the same time, it feels like all gamers, especially from yesterday's games, they were really drawing so much energy from the crowd. And at the same time, it kind of feels natural for them to perform in that kind of stadium. So yeah, I feel like it is going to be a very, very difficult task for the side of Team Stallions, but they did enter this best of 5 thinking that it was going to be a long series, but it seems like being over-prepared is definitely giving them a lot of benefit here. So definitely it is going to be tough, because I would say that All Gamers still does really respect this Team Stallion squad, so I think they're going to try to find new ways to try and counter this kind of play.
I think they definitely should respect the Stallions at this point. And, you know, a lot of our narratives over the entire tournament are slowly coming to a close or coming to an end. You know, the Philippines, are they the second best region? I think we can pretty comfortably say yes. I mean, after the hard 3-0 from the best Philippines team over the best Brazilian team, that's definitely a big one. But also, even besides that, the fact that EVOS Arc played fantastic as the second seed from the Philippines, and we didn't really see any other Brazilian seed have a lot of success here. And that's not even to mention Vietnam, who obviously fell out pretty early in this tournament. Even Twisted Minds, their first seed, not able to do much in the playoffs, not even a single map. So Philippines looking really good. Now we're going to have to go on to, you know, can they challenge China, and not just China, but the best in China and AG, and it's the revenge arc, of course, as we talked about. And also the fact that, you know, Evolution Power Gaming and Baisha and X-Rock, they kind of all fell by the wayside before Team Stallions fell off the horse, and even around the same time as EVOS Arc. So, I mean, we call the Philippines the second best region, and especially if AG wins, I think we'll still say that. But I think, you know, over the course of a couple of years, if the Philippines keep playing this well, if Stallions keeps carrying the torch, and maybe they get a third seed in there and they're performing really well, maybe they become the best region. You know, I don't think it's out of the question. I think it's still early to say that, obviously, but I think we're heading in that direction at least.
I mean, based on how EVOS Arc was able to come into the tournament as the villain, so to speak, and be able to take maps away from one of the top teams. All gamers lost the map to EVOS Arc too. And other top teams from different regions were taken out by EVOS as well. So Stallions putting out a stellar performance in EVOS Arc, being able to do the villain things, you know, really just drag your opponents down. And, you know, in 2 years' time, you never know if the top seeds will be filled up with teams from Philippines. And that's the narrative we weren't looking at necessarily, but the underdog schema is going to be very, very strong coming into this tournament.
Yeah, and this is kind of the indirect result of all the work that has been done ever since the start of the end of 2024, right? We came into Hangzhou. You know, we were a very erratic team. You know, at least we got 100% win rate on sub-base, but at the same time, that could not be the only identity that you could have going into an international tournament. So throughout the year of 2025, the slow improvement you could see at the top 4 placement into ACL and the top 4 placement into EWC as well. You could see them slowly ramping up and kind of bringing that experience back to the region. And I would like to say that I feel like, yeah, we're going to see Stallions, yeah, we're going to see Evos, but I feel like this is just the surface for the side of the Philippine region. There is still execration. There is still possibly another Cebuano super team incoming. It's not just going to be Stallions, so it's going to be a very exciting 2026, that's for sure. But man, what a time for Stallions.
Yeah, absolutely. For now, you know, we can talk about the future and the narratives and, you know, the development of the region, but for now it's all about the Stallions, it's all about Kano. Although, as we said, you know, it's a team effort. But this guy, he did put up a 1.6 KD and over a kill per round, 7 first kills in 3 maps. This guy is just kind of unstoppable. Now, you said it before, Sneaky. We got so many different versions of Kano. We got the SIC version, we got the group stage version, we got playoffs version. But he's always the same, basically. He's always putting up the big numbers. So we're going to see his highlights, and we're also going to hear from him on the stage. So stay tuned for that. We'll be right back.
Stallions, a roster that has refused to budge against the best competition in the world, has managed to do it once again, taking the world by storm. They are now officially in the grand finals to play against all gamers. What a performance, and what a guy next to me. The MVP, Kano from Team Stallions, Coach Tanks as well, boys. Well done. I am so proud of the Stallions roster, the first Filipino team in the history of CFS to ever make it to the grand finals. Kano, what does that mean to you, to be the first Filipino roster ever in the history of CFS in grand finals? That's incredible.
It means everything to us, as well being the first Filipino team to compete in the grand finals 2025. I will try to get the champion for the Filipinos as well as Cebuanos. Yeah, that's all. Bunal.
I know you will. Look, every time I think you guys are down and out, you manage to come back even stronger. Let's talk about that series yesterday. You face off against all gamers for a direct spot into the grand finals. It went the distance, but that map 5, it wasn't pretty. However, you looked devastated off the stage. Coming into today, you looked dominant. You end up taking the fight out Qadsiah, and you looked like you were having fun doing so. What was that loss like yesterday? What did your team do to recover?
Our team decided to have a meeting in our training room. It's about 3 to 4 hours. We tried to fix our error, and yesterday we felt so tense. That's why we couldn't be the dominant, and that's why we lost. The one thing we fix is we enjoy the game and be happy.
Enjoy the game and be happy. Let's talk about that a little bit more, because you mentioned yesterday you were tense against all gamers. I can't blame you. This is a new setting for you. You guys are a team that hasn't necessarily played in such a big audience. Now you're here, you played against AG. It was a tough one. This time though, you come into this series against Qadsiah, you're smiling, you're laughing, you're having fun. I don't know, Kano, Coach Tanks, was that a strategy? Did you guys just go into it saying, let's just go in and have fun and see what happens?
Yeah. That's the one thing we fixed yesterday. The one we talk about. That we're gonna play happy, no matter what happens.
I will say, your team is so unique because you look to be so joyful and just happy to be playing CrossFire. And I think that's why not only myself, but a lot of fans just enjoy watching your roster compete. So tomorrow, you face all gamers again. You were tense the first time. Are you going to be tense this time? How will this rematch against All Gamers in the grand finals for everything be different?
I'll take this. I'll take this question. I think for tomorrow, Kano wants to say that it's gonna be the same. No change of strategies. We play the way we play, and you know you've seen it in today's game. The boys had fun, and we'll stay that tomorrow and see what happens. But we're ready. We're ready for tomorrow.
They say they're ready. I have to believe them. I have no reason to doubt this team could do anything they set their minds to. But let's talk about theories. Let's talk about what might be. Tomorrow, when you face off against All Gamers, and you will in the grand finals, let's say you beat them. Let's say not only were you the first Filipino team in grand finals, but also the first Filipino roster in the history of CFS to win the championship. What would that mean to you and the Filipino community?
It will mean everything to us. Everything, like everything. Yeah, that's all.
And Coach Tanks, what would that mean to you? I mean, because you come in, you guide this roster, you've done such a phenomenal job. Everybody's giving you credit where credit is due, and we should. What would it mean to you? I mean, because you have a long history of competing yourself.
It would mean everything in the world to us. Me personally and the whole team, I think I can speak for the whole team that it will mean everything for us. You know, back in our Philippines, we really grind and practice. At least sometimes no day offs, maybe 6 days a week, or at least 8 to 10 hours. So it would mean everything because we sacrificed a lot for this. And I know how talented these young kids are, and I'm happy to be with them.
Talented indeed. You've been such a tremendous guidance. I think we can all say, you know, Stallions, family is everything, and you can really see that in their gameplay. Let me give you an opportunity with this momentous occasion. You've made it to grand finals. Take the mic, talk to the audience, talk to your fans, talk to the Filipino community, and say what you feel like you need to say to everyone out there.
First of all, I want to thank God. We pray a lot before the game, and thanks to Kuya Chris and Ma'am Lizelle, our manager, and as well to Stallions, Team Stallions, Brother Abdullah and Brother Khalid, and to my family as well. That's all. And to the Philippines and Cebuanos. Salamat sa pagsuporta. Thank you.
There it is. Two talented people on the stage with me. Kano, the MVP, tore it up against Qadsiah, and now the dream has been realized. This roster, Team Stallions, will officially be going to grand finals to play against All Gamers to cement their legacy and their dynasty and dare to dominate. Desk, back to you.
Thank you, Taylor Reflections Noble, for that amazing interview, and you could just tell how much it means to the team, to Kano, to Tanks, to everybody in the Stallions family that they have made it this far. But there is one more step left to really cement their legacy, as Reflections was talking about. They got to go up against AG, and they got to take them down in the second chance. And I'm sure AG, as you mentioned before, they're going to show an immense amount of respect. They're going to prepare a lot for this matchup. And they should still be the favorites, I would say, going into that match against Stallions. But based on the way Stallions played today, I would say anything is possible.
Well, there it is. This is the end game. All Gamers versus Team Stallions. Sure, and during the upper brackets final, All Gamers did take down Team Stallions, but was towards the line, down to the wire of map 5. And now Stallions has crawled their way back up once again to find a bit of vengeance. And, of course, carrying the torch for the region, the trophy as well.
Yeah, it's been quite the interesting tournament, in all honesty, if you take a look at the entirety of playoffs. Granted, some of these teams were kind of seeded because they were the first seed of the of their region, but at the same time, I mean, you know, two Chinese teams going into top 4 and Stallions kind of making a run for an Qadsiah, making it interesting as well. I mean, granted that the start of the year did kind of have a bit of a, curveball with the Chinese dominance, but we are going to find out tomorrow if that is still going to be true. Team Stallions versus All Gamers, and it's going to be a very exciting one.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun tomorrow. Opening ceremony will be at 4:30. Make sure not to miss that. We'll have some, musical numbers and some dancing, I'm sure, as we always do here at CFS Grand Finals. And then the matches will begin at 5. So a lot to watch for. I think this is a really hype matchup because it's the rematch. I think if Qadsiah had made it, maybe AG would have just done to them what we saw out of Stallions here tonight. So I think it's going to be a close one. It should be a fun back and forth series, and I'm hoping we get an epic and legendary, really one that we remember for a long time.
Yeah, I hope it's like similar to last year, because Hangzhou was definitely one of the most memorable grand finals that we've had in a while, right? I mean, Vasco really taking it up against Evolution Power being the 4th seed of China. No one expected them to even make it, and Vasco, of course, being one of the best teams from Brazil, just running on through the bracket and up until they did bump into Evolution Power. So I really do hope, even if, Stallions kind of trip a bit, I do hope that it is going to be a 5-mapper, man.
Sure, it will be on 5-mapper. By hand, we know All Gamers on paper is the better team, and they are, of course, the best team in the world. They were the ones to take down EWC, and they want to take the trophy for the Grand Finals 2025. But at the same time, the underdog narrative that we've been writing here for Team Stallions, it's been brewing there. It's been really pumping our hearts. It's been the blood pressure that's going through the back of our head for a long time, and this is going to be the end game for all of us and for the players as well. Stallions, if they make it, I feel like some people are going to the hospital.
Already did.
Including him.
Already ahead of you.
We
almost lost him.
I think it would make... Glad you're here with us, Sneaky. And not at the hospital anymore. I think it would make for an awesome story if it does come true. If AG wins again, I think it's just, the favorites winning again, and that's cool in its own right. But at the same time, it's always fun to see the underdogs potentially create a new story and write a new line of CrossFire dominance, potentially, for the Philippines region. So it's not done yet. Like I said before, they still have work to do. They still have to take down AG, but we'll have to wait and see how they do play there. So any final thoughts from you guys as we sign off here tonight?
It's been quite the fun CFS 2025, because if the broadcast doesn't know, this is going to be the last time that they're going to be seeing me and Bench on the cast, and it seems like Neo and Elfrishka will be taking over for tomorrow. But yeah, it's been quite the fun CFS. So lots of ups and downs. Ever since group stage was already looking very, very spicy back at the studio. We saw the rise of the Philippines, the downfall of some of the other regions, and yeah, it's been quite the topsy-turvy 2025. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, despite the most of the wins being netted here by the side of the Chinese region, actually showing their dominance once again. ACL with the win going in towards Baisha Gaming, and then AG going with the win on EWC. It kind of sounded like, every other year that we have had, but if you look in the fine details of those tournaments, it's been the most interesting crossfire that we have seen. And the conclusion for 2025 with a possibility of a Filipino team taking over here in Chengdu. I mean, sign me up, man. I need them tickets.
Just glad to be back here once again, now in Chengdu instead of Hangzhou. So definitely gonna say a big thanks to Smallgate for bringing us out here, being the voice of the game as well. But yeah, signing off, Bench.
Yeah, well, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for the Grand Finals.
Bye.